Hello, hey, hi everyone. Hello, internet, and welcome to D8Dungeon's charity fundraiser in aid of Planned Parenthood. Thank you so much for joining us in the first game of what is going to be a series of incredible games today and tomorrow. Keep your eye on chat. There'll be information about Planned Parenthood. There'll also be information about competitions running throughout this event. But without further ado, let me introduce you to our players today, starting with Justina. Justina, why don't you tell everyone who you are, where they might know you from, where they can find you after this, all the good stuff.
Hi, my name is Justina. You might know me from last year. If you watched last year, I was a granny in a Loot Grannies one shot. Um, Other than that, I don't really make much of an appearance on the internet. I mostly lurk. But I do have a Twitter called Plitter Me Pretty. If you'd like to follow me there, I don't post very often though.
Nice. Moving around the overlay, Anya, where people might recognize you from around the internet, where they know you from.
Yeah, so for Twitch side of things, I started streaming on Twitch last week. I am a cosplayer. I do a lot of Critical Role cosplays. And right now I'm working on my Vexalia jacket. I'll actually be streaming immediately after this game on my channel, working on that jacket, cutting out pieces. You can find me on social media. Let's see, TikTok and Instagram. I'm La Leon Cosplay with periods in between the words. And on Twitter, I'm La Leon Photo, all one word. So that's me.
Amazing. And Nikki, you might remember Nikki from this charity event last year. Myself and Nikki played together with Sky Tigers. I'm glad to have you back at the table, Nikki. But for people who mightn't have seen last year, tell us all about yourself.
Hello there, everyone. My name's Nikki. Like Ben said, I played during last year's D8 Dungeons charity livestream where I was Count Flourish Le Tigre in Sky Tigers, which was a blast. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter as NixNat1, where I sometimes stream Dungeons and Dragons. But other than that, I did work on a couple of TTRPG projects over the years. One that it should be coming out at the end of this year, if there's no more delay, is Unbreakable Volume 3, which is basically a adventure book that specifically focuses on Asian mythology and cultures written by Asian writers. So if all goes well, it should come out by the end of this year. But we shall see. But other than
Nice,
that,
nice.
I'm glad to be back.
We're thrilled to have you. We will be joined by a fourth camper halfway through the stream. They've gone missing. They've gone missing at the camp. Who knows what that's going to detail? I suppose I should introduce myself. My name is Ben. I'm going to be the GM, storyteller slash facilitator for this game. The reason I'm using a lot of words is because this system, as right now, doesn't really exist. We've sort of made it up by taking little bits from other games that we like to create a sort of lo-fi, chill, feel-good campsite and campfire adventure set at a sort of North American summer camp. Picture any of that in your mind, and you're bang on the money. If I could be more descriptive, I would. But we're going to kick off the stream, make the camp together as a sort of collaborative effort at the player. But before we jump into that, just a reminder, this, of course, is a charity fundraiser, so please donate. If you're romancing the Dungeon fans, donate. And if you can't donate, then tell people about the stream, spread the word. If you have a Twitch channel, host it. That would be great. Anything to spread and get as many people here to raise money for a fantastic cause. It's for Planned Parenthood. I don't know. I presume, given that you're watching this, you believe what I believe is that knowledge and awareness and the ability to make informed decisions about our reproductive health is like a quiet power. And I believe it's an unalienable human right. But the truth is that it's not, and it's being stripped away. So please do donate and please help us raise money for this wonderful cause. We'll be reminding you about that throughout the chat. Chat is kicking off. Love to see it. And as a reminder, if you donate $3, you get to add a woodland critter to the game that's going to help the players out on their adventure. It's going to add a +3 to the rolls. So donate that $3 and we will add in different woodland critters. There's a pro to this players get help. The negative is I have to now figure out how to access like a menagerie of furry friends. So we'll figure that out as we go. I don't think there's any other housekeeping at this point. If I've forgotten anything, um, if mods are in the chat, please fill people in. I think I've gotten everything, but we'll do it again at various stages throughout the stream. All right, so that's if everyone's feeling good and happy and ready to play, then let's kick into the game proper. I think. How you guys all
Let's
feeling?
go.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Good.
Well, welcome to Camp Pine Martin for curious adventurers. And for those of you who have never been before, we're going to show you around. The players don't know this, but I've made up a song. So,
Uh,
not for you to sing along. That's okay. All you need to do is we'll go around the stream. So the whiteboard we have in front, we're all going to draw elements. We're going to decide. It can be absolutely anything. I don't know what the players are going to add to this map, and I'm going to base the adventure on these prompts. But to kick us off, we are at a bandstand at Camp Pine Martin, and some of the camp counselors are up there with guitars and tambourines and all the kind of feel good stuff, and they are singing out to a crowd full of curious and maybe a little bit nervous. Maybe it's the first day of camp. Maybe they're camp veterans. Who knows? And they say, Camp Pine Martin is the best. Let us tell you why. This is what you'll find. Campers, what can you find? So, Christina, what can you find at this camp? Sorry.
Well,
Yeah, let us know, and we'll draw it onto the board.
well, I think if you're at a camp, you definitely need a campfire with benches.
Nice. If you want to draw them in, maybe in kind of the center of our map, we'll say that's the absolute, like, the whole camp is set up around these campfires.
Now, how artsy do you want me to get?
If you want to, like, take your time drawing it as we go around the table, or
Okay.
just throw like red and yellow, and we'll know it's the campfire. If
Okay.
it looks like a Fort Awesome poster drawn by a 5-year-old at the end, all the better.
That's exactly what we're working with here. Just to let you know.
all right. We're
Yeah.
expecting Picasso level here.
Hmm.
I'm claiming the color light blue as my color because this does not like me terribly well on my iPad.
It doesn't like me very well here either. To be fair, I'm trying.
I do like it.
That is a massive campfire.
It is a quite a.
scale?
Can I make it smaller?
Yeah, we can scale these down. As we
Can
move.
we? Okay.
I think I think Declan, who's helping us produce the stream, is going to move around the map. It's a hard thing. I forgot that we'd be like, hey, here's our map. You know what? Let's delete. There we go. Yeah. This could sprawl. I did not intend.
I did not intend to make it this big.
I mean, that's not a campfire. That's a pyre where they burn the wicker man.
Yeah. So as the campfire is being constructed, kind of pallets and pallets and pallets stretching into the sky. What else can we find in this camp?
Well, right. I would say that we can find a zip line through the trees.
Ooh, nice. Yeah. Let's get the zip line going. So zip line.
Oh, I got to zoom out way more as well. Okay.
Sorry.
No, there you go. I fixed it. Okay. I fixed it. Look, I fixed it.
Nice.
Okay.
And
this person is on the zip line. I've zip lined before, I swear.
That person's just permanently there.
Course.
Let me just add in some trees for you. Don't think you're getting away with not adding to this camp. So if there are suggestions, if there are things you want to add in, do shoot them in, and we'll pick and add as many as we can. But as we continue around, Nikki, we have a campfire, we have a zip line. What else can we find at this camp?
Well, obviously, we need the cabins, so I'm just going to draw a couple of cabins off towards the northeast side. These are not what cabins look like, but, you know.
Like them. I'm going to add a little bit to the world. I'm going to say there's a mountain range to the northwest. So I'm just going to add.
You know what? The cabins are on stilts, because why not? Okay.
Oh no! So we have to climb up ropes to get to them.
Yeah,
Okay.
treehouse cabins. I love it.
Okay, you know
Does
what? It was just gonna be like 3 steps of stairs, but since you brought up like a rope ladder, I'm gonna make the stilts even longer, 10 feet tall. There
Nice.
you
does
go.
the zip line extend into the mountains, or are the mountains like far away?
I think the mountains are far away, but the reason I put them there is because that natural slope of the zip line is kind of leading up to let's call it
Mm.
peaked
Oh
mountain.
So
god.
are we at like a mountain, like a bottom of the mountain? Is that what's happening?
Yes, let's say we're in a little
Okay.
valley at
Okay.
the bottom of a mountain.
Oh
So,
god.
Tina, continuing this madcap because we're gonna draw fast, we're gonna draw quick. What else can we find at Camp Pine Martin?
Oh god.
The website
Drawings,
reloaded.
drawing on a camera on a screen that's to my left is making everything slanted. I am so sorry.
We're on a slope.
They are like the leaning houses,
The-
cabins of Camp Martin.
yes, they are
Oh.
the construction workers. You know, they were adventurous and ambitious. We must respect them for it.
They're a little bit more like tree houses.
Mm. That's interesting. Maybe because for whatever reason, the architects of this camp decided to put it right in like a bear den, so they had to build the cabins up tall.
Wait,
Yeah.
I can draw a bear den. Hold on.
Yeah, nice. Give us a little bear den. Add a bear den and add anything else you'd like to um
You know
add.
what?
I'm gonna take this.
I'm
Well,
gonna
I see in chat that we have a lake with aqua activities.
Nice.
I can draw the lake. Let's say it's.
Brilliant.
all right.
Hey, why did it change colors on me? Hang on.
I'm gonna draw a forest next to the trees
Oh,
where.
yeah.
Oh god, it needs to be thicker. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I see where
Aha.
it's like there's this mountain range with a forest at the end of it, which leads
Yeah.
to the zip line, which means for campers they get this wonderful sort of zip line through the mountains, down through some forests, and then into like an open camp where to their right they would see this amazing lake with water activities. Straight ahead, the bear den that they're not let go. Like,
What a,
I am trying, okay?
what a death what a death trap of a camp is this?
yeah.
Okay, all
Okay,
right,
I'm
there
gonna
we
say that
go.
there's a little boardwalk situation as well, or pier or whatever.
Nice. And I'm going to draw in this souvenir shop I'm going to give an entrance to the camp down southeast. Little flag and a souvenir shop. Dun, dun, dun.
Are you not giving the game that is literally about summer camp away?
This is great.
Yeah, of course we are. Gifts. Gifts right at the entrance.
All right.
Nice. Okay, we probably need...
It reloaded on me again.
we'll get there. It all adds up. Probably need one or two more geographical features. We have a lake. The water has to come from somewhere. Obviously, the mountains are right there, but we don't have to
Mhm.
hold ourselves.
I did just zoom out after watching this or drawing this bear den, and I just want to say I am so impressed by everybody.
I don't know where we're coming down from this
What's under to the right of the campfire? What is that?
that's the entrance to the camp and a souvenir shop. Which-
Okay. Oh yes. Oh yes, of course.
Ah.
so I'll just
Okay.
welcome. Okay, one more round around the table to add some stuff in. Let's we don't have to draw it in, but let's widen our scope on the map. Where we know we're in the mountains, we know we're in a dangerous part of the mountains. Like, what do we think might be around? Like, is it completely isolated? Justina, how are you feeling about this camp? Like, is it middle of nowhere or small town nearby?
Jeez.
I think that as campers we might think the town is very far away, because we're obviously quite young. We felt like we've been driving forever. However, really, it's
Like
it's
10
like
minutes away.
here. It's here.
Like right there. Okay.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit further, because that's
Oh.
actually even before the bear den.
Yeah.
So I might.
I like how the bear den is outside the forest.
Nice.
I can add more trees.
That's a,
Okay.
it's funnier this way.
Yeah, it is.
So we have a plan
Okay.
that's like maybe a 5 to 8 minute walk, but it feels like what a
It feels like forever, yeah.
Mhm.
nice. Anya, what else should we add to our camp Pine Martin for Curious Adventurers?
Hmm. I'm thinking. So we have the ropes course, we have the lake, we have the trees and the mountains. I would say I feel like there would be some kind of scavenger hunt on the trail through the mountains.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. A spot to practice to earn that orienteering badge and to
Exactly.
yes, yes, yes.
I don't know how to interpret that into something on the map though.
Interesting. Maybe just dotted lines through the mountains. That could be a nice way to interpret it.
Channel your inner Van Gogh.
Nikki, I noticed. I think you added big bees.
Yes. It was gonna be warning giant bees, but it was giant was too long, so big bees.
Big bees. Uh, nice. Big bees, both known for their ability to make giant honey and illusionary hands that can punch, grab, and throw things.
That's where the bears go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bears do honey.
That's why the bears stay, even though there are humans around. They want that honey.
They sure do. And get the picnic biscuit. Nikki, what else can we add to our camp? And this will be maybe one more suggestion from chat if I can find it, and I'll add something else in.
Alright. You know what? Let's say across from the lake there is an abandoned cabin that is
Ooh.
extremely run down
Ooh,
with patches with holes along the walls and stuff,
I like that.
and it's all creepy like, and crows are always flying around it.
Ooh.
And the
I c-
campers like to make up ghost stories
Yep.
about what happened to the person in that cabin. Oh, it was a camper that didn't obey, didn't follow the rules.
Ignore the crow, but
I will absolutely not ignore the crow.
It's almost impossible to ignore that crowd.
It's the bears.
Yeah.
As soon as I'm able to zoom out, I
Yeah.
will.
All right.
Okay. The crow is not to scale to the house. Just
Are you
just
sure?
putting it out there. I mean, we never know.
Are you sure it's not a rock?
I mean, it's a crow. You give it enough seeds and it'll just grow big. Like
Yeah.
Clifford
Like
the Big Red
fish.
Dog.
Like the bigger the tank, the bigger the crow.
Yes, yeah, yeah. To expand the space they're given, which in this case is the sky, so they can grow infinitely.
Oh God.
I've just given a little a mess hall, places like a canteen, places for the campers to eat. It's right beside the river, so after dinner, lunch, breakfast, that's where campers will go and wash their dishes. Of course, the river runs into the lake. It's very unsanitary, but hey, we're campers.
Oh, actually, since we're talking about this, they should probably have like toilets somewhere.
Yeah, that would be smart.
Yeah, good point.
Mm.
I mean, the cabins could have their own bathrooms, but that's not terribly common. At least, like
What kind of camps did you used to go to? Because I didn't have bathrooms at my camp.
So the Girl Scout camp that I went to in my hometown, the cabins didn't have. Some of them had private bathrooms, but those were the ones where the leaders were staying in.
Oh yeah.
Logically, and then the cabins that we were in, there was an actual separate building that was a bathroom and shower space and all of that.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm actually going to add instead, though, is a well.
Yeah, nice.
Oh well.
Well,
Yeah.
Well.
Okay, I think we have enough information about this guy. Giant animals. That's a pretty. Why are they so big? Who knows?
Are you saying we can't just do this for 3 hours?
Oh, I would love to. But the adventure I haven't prepped until right now won't play itself. But we can always add to this map as we move on. So to set the scene, for any of you who haven't been to Camp Point Martin before, some of you might be from the town, in which case you might have walked here to stay up the road from your house for a few weekends and weeks. But as kind of campers and as teens of stretching from 10 to 18, 19 arrive, it is a beautiful sunny day. There's a smell of freshly cut grass in the air, mixed in with a little bit of sanitizer from the wetsuit buckets near down by the lake. You know a little bit about this camp. You know it's famous, not surprisingly, not for its pine marten population, but for its giant bees, giant crows. They are big bears, but compared to the size of these bees and crows, like they look like small, almost like teddy bears who live
I
nearby.
hope no one has a bee allergy.
Yeah, absolutely. They get you to sign a waiver before you arrive to say don't be allergic to the outdoors. Pollen, bees, nuts. The chef is mad about making everything with nuts.
Okay, so I'm out.
Yeah.
Not kidding. I am allergic to all nuts, though.
In a world where we should be making things nut free and bringing kind of potlucks for everyone, this camp is not about it for whatever reason. Like, nope. Which might explain its dwindling camper population. And as you come in and you find your cabins, all of you approach one of these treehouse huts, and you guys are all in cabin 3. And outside of cabin 3, you see a man. He is, however old the oldest of you are, he's like 9 months older than that. But that makes him qualified to be your camp guidance man for the foreseeable future.
Camp guidance man?
Yeah.
Camp counselor.
Oh, that's the word. Right, of course. Sorry, I'm your camp counselor. Yeah.
The camp pit man.
Hi, my name's Tanner. I'll be your camp guidance man, camp counselor. You can just call me Tanner. And he's sitting outside, and he goes, "I'll like take a bunk. We're cabin 3, and it means like towards the end of the camp, like cabin 3 is gonna win the big camp prize. We're gonna win Camp Spirit Cabin. You all up for that? I don't know if I recognize any of you before, but we have a little like getting to know each other game tonight in the cabin. If you want to join, I think I was told by like the camp coordinator that like one of you should be here but isn't here. It's kind of weird because there's 4 bunks and there's only 3 of you. So it doesn't add up. And I actually stay, you might not know this, but I actually stay in one of these cabins over here. You guys don't have like sanitary equipment, but I do. So if like you use like the shower or like the toilet, they give it to us like guidance men and women and everyone, So yeah, nice to meet you all. And why don't you find yourselves a little bunkaroony in there, and we'll see you tonight.
Great,
Question-
Tanner.
Yeah.
Also, we've met before, Tanner. I will remember this slide. I was here last year. Now get out.
Oh, sorry, there, dude. You must have like grown.
Yeah, puberty's been kind to me.
Nice. Yeah, you barely need to have to like step up to get up here. You're like super tall.
Yep, 7 feet 2. Nah, I'm just kidding. Like 5 feet 10.
Yeah, Tanner is a short kid. He's like 3'5", or no, 5'3".
Oh, 3'5".
Yeah,
Hello, Bilbo Baggins.
I'm doing.
yeah, he's 5'3".
So he's like this on me.
Yeah, exactly. But his mustache and beard's coming in pretty sick, so that's something.
So he thinks when really it's just like the tiniest little wisps.
Yeah, exactly. By the end of the summer, I think I'll have something pretty cool. Yeah, you all. I suppose let's rewind a little bit to get to know you guys as campers. So, as families are arriving, as kids are being left off, you get the mix, the typical kind of like siblings who arrive together and immediately decide that they don't know each other. And they go their separate ways. You've got like wailing fathers with attachment issues, being like, "My baby, it's my baby." It's too much. Trying to hold it together. And then you guys. So, Justina, why don't you introduce us to your character? What's the How are you arriving, and what's the kind of atmosphere in the car as you get to Camp Pine Martin?
Well, I'm very excited. I've been looking forward to this all year. Um, my name is Jamie, and I am uh, famous for my gymnastics. I absolutely cannot wait to try the zip line and maybe do a few tricks. Um, I also love meeting new people. I love that team spirit that comes with, being in a camp. Because the other thing I do during the school year is I fill in for if somebody needs a cheerlead in their cheerleading squad. It's essentially just bench sitting most of the year, but I do have that team spirit. So I'm very excited to just meet everybody and create friendships that will last for the next 20 years or days.
Give or take. It's if it's the last day of camp, these friendships are never ending. If it's the day after the last day of camp, who are these people? Uh, yes, Jamie, as you arrive, Anya, your character is also kind of you're being assigned cabin 3 before, so you're kind of heading in the same direction. What are we seeing, and where has your character come from?
Yeah, so you see rather excited, but a little bit on the quiet side person. They are average height. I don't know, long black hair. They have a beret and a sketchbook, and they're like scrawling in it, looking around, starry eyed, like trying to draw everything that they see. Wearing the at least what was typical when I was younger, uh, jeans with a jean skirt on top. Really strange look, but that was like such a common thing where I grew up. Almost jeggings underneath, and just like looking around, drawing everything. They see Jamie. I've written down her name. They see Jamie and go, "Oh, hi, I'm Tiffany."
Hi, Tiffany. Are you? Can I help you?
Yeah, you're in cabin 3 too, right?
Oh yes. Oh yes, we're gonna be
Yeah.
friends. Hi.
Hi, so nice to meet
Hi.
you. Have you been to this camp before?
No, no, but
Okay.
my brother tells me it's the best thing that's ever happened. So I'm so excited.
Okay. Yeah, I've never been to this camp before. I don't know what to expect. They gave us all of the brochures on everything that we're going to do. Like there's the whole schedule, and I memorized it. But I don't know. I've never been to this camp before. I'm excited.
Jamie, is your brother at the camp, or are they
Oh no,
no
they're no.
somewhere else? But they've been before.
They have been before. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And as you guys are catching up, Nikki, you're just I was going to say like a shadow cast over here because it's so tall. No, but you have, how do you like? Are you dropped off by your parents? How did you get here?
Oh,
What's the situation there?
okay, so my character Xander has been at this camp before, and the one thing that spread throughout the camp that probably endure now is that no one has ever seen Xander leave the conventional way. He always arrives and leave camp through the forest. So you all watch as among the tree line, a teenage boy, step through, and he is decked head to toe in typical scouts wear, but his face and any exposed skin is like smeared with mud and like face paint like a soldier's. He has a duffel bag over one shoulder, and he's wearing like a trinket around his neck that has like nuts and tiny little bird bones around it to ward off the buggards.
Oh
Hmm.
my God.
So do you live in the city and did you just like come around the other side, or
Yeah,
did you
I mean,
come on an early bus?
yeah, basically the real story is that he just asked his parents to drop him off across the forest so that he could hike in to make it to sort of like build a mystery around himself.
I love it.
Nice.
Yes.
And as Tanner is climbing down the ladder, he's like, "Oh wait, Xander, I don't know how I didn't recognize you. Yeah, I remember you from last year. Ugh, that's
Yeah.
my bad, man. Like, Very distinct. The tree boy. Yeah. Oh, my bad. My bad.
Hey, boy.
It's okay. I look different without all of this. I gesture at my entire face paint.
I would
I have
assume.
like twigs and branches all over.
Well, like, take me up on that, like, access to a shower if you ever need. But you do you, my man.
It's not good to shower after emerging from the forest.
Oh
It-
no.
It
Uh,
attracts the red caps. Remember that.
And it
Can I-
also
Can I very quickly use my item already? Can I spray Xander with some deodorant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friendship.
I'm very specific about smells, and I just don't feel that vibe. So I'm just gonna take out my deodorant and just give him a big old spray.
Yeah. Give us a friendship roll.
Friendship.
Oh, friendship roll.
That's a really good start for someone that's supposed to be very friendly. What? Sorry, that's a 4, and I have a 1, so 5.
5. So, it's either that you. So to explain, we're using a little bit of for anyone watching, we're using a little bit of the Powered by the Apocalypse system of 2d6. Anything below a 6 is a failure with
Oh.
complications. 7 and 9 is a success with a minor complication, and then 10 above, ultimate success. With a 5, Xander, I'll actually pass this over to you. Do you
Yeah.
think either A, Jamie is unsuccessful in spraying you, or B, so successful, but like it's almost like, cough inducing, or like it's like too much? What do you
You spray at me. It's like, no, what? What are you doing? Deodorant mixing with the smell of this mud. It attracts the giant bees. Bzzz. Oh no, they're here! I run and dive into the lake as a swarm of bees just starts lurking above the lake.
Yeah, a pro
I
tip,
immerse-
never dive into water if bees are chasing you, by the way.
Yeah,
Really?
don't do that.
Yeah.
Tell me why, I don't know.
They'll wait.
Okay.
Yeah. And
10 minutes later, with a straw, just
so Jamie, that might be. Sander jumped in a lake and had a little bit of a shower, so
I mean, somehow a success.
call that a win. But it is your first time seeing these giant bees. They're about the size of like let's make them big enough to be cute, not so big that they're terrifying. So like a volleyball sized, like the size of like the size of Rocket there.
Rocket's pretty big.
Yeah, but
Okay.
like compared to like a human sized bee.
oh god. Either way, that's terrifying as someone who's scared of bees.
Are they
they're,
bumblebees or are they like bees?
also-
Because bumblebees are cute. but-
Yeah, they're bumblebees. They're cute. They're
Okay,
cute bumblebees.
okay.
They're little plushy bumblebees with and they seem to just fly around. They're known as the collective name for these bees is a bouquet of bumblebees.
Oh no.
Fly in little groups together.
Uh,
Doing a little scope of the camp and leaving a little bit of like almost like magic dust behind. They seem to leave this shimmering as they fly through the sky. Most people would call it pollen, but here in Camp Pine Martin, we just like to think of it as bee magic. And as the first night closes in, your fourth camper has not arrived, and there's been news around the campsite that this person did come a day early and has since gone missing somewhere around the camp. They're not sure if they're still in the camp, if they've wandered into the woods, if they've taken on themselves to do the orienteering path to kind of figure out where they need to go, when they need to go there. But as far as you're concerned, it's like whether you want to treat it like an empty seat beside you on the plane, like nice, a place to put all our stuff. Like, that's up to you. But as night closes in, Tanner comes back and goes, "All right, my little dudes, it's time to like get to know each other because we're going to be spending a lot of time together. So I've come up with a game that I invented called Never Have I Ever, and we can all play. So like we just put up like 2 fingers, we'll go around the circle, and it's like you say never have I ever, and you say something you've never done, and then if you have done it, put a finger down, and I'm going to ask you to like." Yeah, like you're actually right there, Tiffany. I probably shouldn't do this because when I put like a finger down, it's like system of like thumb and index. That's
Now we're just calling everybody losers.
oh no. Okay, I'm gonna go with my system of like double.
Our
I like that.
Oh, no, you're almost telling everyone you love them, but instead it's just like rock on.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll go with my system of heart, and like I'll take a heart away. Well, we'll go around the circle and say something we've never done, and if you have done it, take your finger down and tell me about a time when you've done this thing. Starting with, well, I actually don't know any of your names because I left like before you did. Like maybe with you there, and he's gesturing towards Jane.
Me. Never have I ever. Oh, hold on. Never have I ever um, toasted a marshmallow on a campfire.
So if we have done the thing, we put our finger down.
Yeah. Well, nice. Xander, like you were here last year when we toasted marshmallows. Like, did you not?
I don't toast marshmallows. They attract the smells of the
They-
bog monster.
Oh yeah, I remember. You had to get like a special note to like not take part in. That's why your cabin didn't win Camp Spirit last year because you took part in like very few activities. And this year, if you could try like a little harder, my dude, just to like take part, I promise I'll. And he takes out like a little shark tooth and he goes, "See this shark tooth? It protects us in cabin 3 from like the supernatural."
I'll have to get one of those from you later.
Oh, my dude, you can just have it now. And he takes it off and like hands it over to keep you protected.
I added to the bunch of other trinkets I have around my neck.
Turns to you, Tiffany. He goes, "When were you toasting marshmallows?"
Oh, at my parents' house, we have a really big property and it's just like trees everywhere, and they have a couple of campfires. And so we toast marshmallows there and make s'mores all the time.
Nice. Tell me some more.
I love and hate this character so much. Thank you. I mean, there's no real story to go with toasting marshmallows. You just put them over the fire until they get melty.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess you did tell me everything there is to know. Nice, thank you. Well, why don't you tell us something you've never done?
Something I've never done. Never have I ever been to summer camp before.
Oh, well, I'm out. I'm here every year. So, yeah, Xander, like, when have you been to? Well, we know when, but like, have you ever been to other summer camps?
I've been to one long ago. Across the states, I don't know, America, but
Yeah, we call it both.
yeah. And there, I met a group of counselors, and we befriended each other. But then they were never seen again. It was called Camp Crystal Lake.
Whoa, that's harrowing.
So I'm guessing
fell
that
sick.
you never went back to the camp, or
Yeah, unfortunately, I had a bit of a tumble off a cliff. Broke 3 of my legs. I mean, wait, broke 2 of my legs.
Whoa, like,
Well, hold on.
you broke one, reset, and you broke it again.
Yeah, I broke 2 legs in 3 parts
Oh yeah.
and was sent to the hospital. And then the camp closed down. I don't know what happened there.
I would say it was like a lawsuit, maybe.
Could be. I must investigate further.
Oh, like no, my dude. Like, don't leave camp. But like, why don't you tell me something you've never done?
Never have I ever covered myself in honey and do the oogie boogie in front of the bear cave.
oh, I've never been here before. There's a bear cave.
Oh, it's right over there, right next to where we're staying, in fact, by the cabin. It's literally our neighbor.
Do bears actually live there? How is that safe?
Oh, it's not.
Tiffany, you're concerned about the bears, but have you seen the giant bees?
Honestly, the bees concern me less. So long as I leave them alone, they will leave me alone. Bears will find food and just destroy everything.
Wait until you see the giant crows.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we're don't go across the lake, there's like this abandoned hut there, and like crows seem to have like made it its nest. It's like there's a lot of them. I wouldn't necessarily call them like a murder of crows, but maybe like a homeowners association of crows. Okay, well, Xander, my dude, I don't think anyone's covered themselves in honey and boogie boogie. So like, why don't we go like back around? Jamie, you haven't done a lot of things that people haven't done. Like,
Well, I'm very committed to gymnastics, so I just spend all day in the gym doing gymnastics. Yeah. Um, but I tell you, another thing I haven't done is I've never used a zip line. I've always wanted to go on a zip line, and I heard there's a zip line here, so that's what I'm doing.
yeah, nice. We will like this time next year when you're like someone else is like never have ever been on a zip line. You'll be like, me, I have totally.
Yeah.
That thing will be like straight down, and you'll be like,
Yeah.
he points it out. He points it out, and you see it is set up, but it's not operational yet because it's the
That's
first.
okay. I'll climb it.
Oh, like you need like supervision, like someone at the top and someone at the bottom to like make sure you're okay and like double check your harness. Like I know you see in movies, like you could just like throw a shirt over there, but don't because like it will rip your shirt. And like he holds up his shirt, and it's like, it looks like it's been ripped. He's like,
Tanner, we have Tiffany and we have Xander. That's two supervisors. Where's your team spirit? Let's go.
now
Yeah.
in the dark.
That seems like a bad idea.
I suppose I do want to see things.
Well, like you'll see like campfires, which would be pretty cool, and like maybe some fireflies.
Ooh. Yeah, let's go.
Well, if you little dudes are up for it, I'm up for it.
Yeah.
You guys got my back, yeah?
No,
Don't worry.
I don't want to do the zip line right now. That's
No. You're supervisor. Well, Tanner said that we need supervisors, so you're just supervising.
Don't worry, Tanner. I'll look out for you. I put a hand on his shoulder.
I trust you, Tiffany. I feel like I've known you forever.
I
We're
feel like
family
that's
now.
a little bit misplaced, but okay.
What do you mean?
Nothing. She's just like sketching in her notebook.
Don't worry. You'll be safe. I take off my belt and give it to Tanner. Use this. It's reinforced for the zip line.
Oh no, like we have
Oh,
like we got like proper stuff. Like it's this would be a terrible idea.
Not last year. It's not.
I do, however, like the idea of attaching myself to the zipline with the belt.
Yeah, like you could hold it on the way down, I suppose, but like you should also have your hands on the connecting cable. Well, I think there's like zip lining later in the week if you do want to wait, but if you do want to go now, then like that's totally fine. Just word of warning, like they had a guidance people meeting, and well, I shouldn't tell you guys this, but I feel like I could trust you after a very quick game of Never Have I Ever. It's a bonding experience. But there have been you might notice you don't have a camper, and like there's been like rumors of campers turning into like critters. Like there was this kid, I think their name was like George, and they were here, and then like they weren't here, but there was like this little squirrel who answered to George, so we think it's him.
Tanner, are you just trying to scare us?
Oh no! If I was doing that, I'd like get a torch and put it in my face.
Uh-huh.
So there's a changeling pandemic on this camp. Interesting.
Has this happened before?
Where's the squirrel now?
Oh, we didn't like get it or anything. We figured if George wanted to be here, George would be here.
Oh God.
Yeah, it did happen before, Tiffany. It happened like, you know, the way like camps happen in like different batches, and this is kind of like later in the summer. So like the first round of camp this year, which is actually where I got my promotion to camp guidance man. I noticed on my sleeve. Oh shoot, I forgot to do any of my camp guidance man stuff. I meant to ask like what merit badges and what like skills and experiences you guys are working towards and help you with that. So like, yeah, Xander, you probably have a lot of the badges, or maybe none of the badges. How did you do last year?
Good enough. Actually, don't know. How do badges work? I've never been in the scouts.
Like you do activities, and then like if you do them to a certain standard, we'll give you a piece of fabric which you can sew onto your clothing and show everyone else your skills and talents. So if you're like
Alright.
walking down the town and there's an old lady who needs to cross the road, and you're like, I'm really good at orienteering, you can show her across the road.
Ah, all right. I'll say George has a vertical row down the left side of his shirt, and they're all like survival based, like zip
Nice.
lining without the zip line. Run away from a bear.
Did he
It's like,
handmake that one?
Running
Yeah,
away from giant bees.
yes.
yeah, they're all homemade. So if you're working towards something specific, my dude, like I could get you like an official badge, not just ones you've made yourself.
Hmm. I think I'll focus on conquering my fear of the giant bees.
Okay,
So
nice. Let's call it like bravery.
I like it. Bravery bee.
And then, hey Jamie, like, what are you working towards?
Well, I mean, I think I'm perfectly brave as things are, but my brother always makes fun of me because apparently I'm scared of everything. It's not true, but apparently I am. So like if I can also work there towards the bravery badge, like you said there's some crows or something and
Yeah,
like
they're big.
yeah, um I I'd love that bravery badge. Like if I came home with a badge and it said bravery on it, oh my god. Oh my god.
Hold on. Is your brother Matthew?
Yeah?
Matthew's like the coolest. Like he's so brave. He like one time, like he went down the zip line without the harness. Like, and that's why we had to bring the rule in, because like he survived.
Right. You Matthew.
Yeah. Oh man, Matthew's my hero. Nice to meet you.
Yep. Good to meet you, Tanner.
Yeah, we will get you that bravery badge. Don't you worry. Like, on my honor, you two will like have earned your bravery badge. And then I guess finally, Tiffany, like, what are you working towards?
I just want to make friends.
Okay, like civic duty in society, maybe.
Or just making friends. Friendship badge.
Oh, like debating?
No. I want to be, I don't know, I want to make as many friends as possible.
Oh, whoa. Oh, that's like the camp spirit badge. No one's ever got that.
Okay.
Oh.
Do you want to? Oh, psych! I'm psyched for this. Yeah, cool. Like, yeah, we'll get you the camp spirit badge.
Okay.
Okay, nice. And with that information about you guys, and to step out of this accent, which I'm afraid will consume me. Um,
I don't know. It sounds very.
I forgot what you sound like, to be honest.
it's like I'm more Tanner than Ben now. It's to give you guys some special abilities. So, Xander, I think you would probably have something in the course of this adventure called like something's not right here, which is a sort of sixth sense for the supernatural. And if you're in a situation where you think there's more than meets the eye, we'll do a special spirits roll, giving you a +3 to that. And the whenever that comes up. Sorry, I was just checking to make sure there wasn't any critters. Nice. We do have some critters for everyone to help you out as well. So thank you very much, Chad. I think there's been donations. Jamie, Tiffany, and Xander all get an extra critter to help you out, and we will come across that
Yay.
when the time comes.
Ah.
Jamie, what could we give you that would be a really cool ability with your gymnast? What about like sick backflip? And what that is like in a situation where you need to do like a perfect 10 routine to kind of acrobatics or like dexterity your way out of a situation. Sick backflip is where you do, and we will add a +3 to your fitness rolls if you're doing anything that's like particularly gymnast inspired. And as a side benefit, if it's also in a situation where you have to kind of muster your courage to do so, that's like the best. We'll make it a +4.
Ooh.
You can tell I know the system inside.
Ooh.
And Tiffany,
Mm-hmm.
I think something like I came prepared. So if you need an item, or if you need a piece of equipment, or if you need something to be there, you can just like invent it into the world. So if it's like, oh, we need flint and steel, you're like, I came prepared.
Okay.
And you can just add uh, items to your inventory as they need be. But with those items, you'll also get +3 to whatever they're used for, because they might be different. They might be different things. It might be a friendship roll because, surprise, it's someone's birthday. I came prepared. You got a birthday card.
Or a full
Love it.
birthday cake.
Yeah, exactly. All right. That concludes, in a hilarious way, the kind of beginning setup of this game. We have our map. We know our two counselors, and some time passes. So it's been maybe a week and a half of summer camp. You've gotten to know Tanner a little bit better. He's not always there in the morning to like get you guys like ready and over to the mess hall. You've learned to more rely on yourself, less so than him to be like a good camp guidance man. It's
Yeah.
no fault of his own. He's just who he is. Um, and and more, you're noticing that when you're going to do camp-based activities, so like when you were kayaking down against the other cabins to race, like there are campers kind of going missing or not turning up or mysteriously getting sick, and there's rumors
Mhm.
drifting through the camp that something or someone has placed a curse on Camp Pine Martin for curious adventurers. The counselors don't seem to be doing anything about it. The other campers are getting concerned. You might think that maybe the only reason cabin 3 hasn't been affected by this is that shark tooth the necklace, and maybe it's working. That there is sort of supernatural protection over you guys.
Technically, it has been affected because we're missing someone.
Yeah, but that was before you got the necklace.
Mm.
And one of the days, that there is a van, there's kind of like a camp trip into town. You can head into town to like explore around there, but it would also be a good opportunity to have the camp to yourselves should you wish. So it's a beautiful Sunday morning. You're woken up by the glorious dawn chorus of giant crows cawing in the light buzzing of gigantic bees floating through the air. You wake up, there's the usual sort of like push of earth and moving of like what seems to be bears rummaging through your stuff. There's been a couple of cabins that have forgotten to like properly lock their bins. There's a little bit of light smell of rubbish in the air from not doing what we can. And breakfast has just been served. What would you guys like to do as the day and the adventure comes towards you? I give you some other information. There's also a big camp show coming up in a couple of days. Um, through the combination of people you are and it being a group-based activity, you haven't really cracked that routine yet. Whatever it's going to be, it's been hard to pin it down. And that, yeah, let's say that's the amount of information that's available to you guys as camp continues.
Well, I don't think that we should go into town because we haven't figured out this uh, talent show thing yet.
I think that as somebody who is trying to create this, trying to experience this team spirit, I'm feeling a little bit down today because I
Mhm.
can see that empty bed and I know there's somebody missing from my friend group and it's just not sitting right with me. And I don't know what I have to start doing to kind of address that, ask questions, explore,
Mhm.
whatever it might be. I want to fix it. I want our fourth bunkmate.
Yeah, give me I suppose I'd ask you, how are you investigating? Are you asking people about it, in which case it would be a friendship role? Are you exploring the camp a little bit, probably fitness or nature, or keeping the ear to the ground for like unusual activity that would be spirit?
Well, I think as somebody who has a big respect for authority, I'd be looking for the camp boys, camp managers,
The camp boys.
the
This
camp boys, and I'd be
Involved in
going,
the title.
look, first of all, it's not fair that there's only three of us where everybody else gets four people.
Mhm.
So what's going on here? When is our fourth camper arriving? Where are they arriving from? Have they arrived? Have they disappeared? What's going on? I just need to know a little bit more so I can start my investigating. So I know where to start investigating.
nice. Do you think, Sandra and Tiffany? Do you think you would have gone with Jamie to
Yeah.
investigate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. For me, I'll just go, that's a good idea, Jamie. I
I
will
mean, it's
consult.
important. You can't, when three teenagers come up to you, you're going to be so intimidated
Yeah.
that you're just going to tell them everything.
I will consult my friend, the wood that formed the cabin, to see if they remember where our fourth cabin mates go.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I go up.
Ask, you ask the cabin. Give me a spirits roll, and as you're rolling this up, as you try listen to the wood and see if they
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
echo of memory here.
I arrange like a circle of stone around the bed with the missing cameras, and then I just start like just kneel in front there. It goes, "Oh cabin, reveal unto me what has befallen our fourth missing friends." Oh, 5, 7 plus 2. That's 9.
9, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So success. You do. The cabin sort of shakes a little,
Just moving.
whether it's the bear just below or the supernatural. No one will ever know. Uh,
Yes, I hear you.
and the stones, as they shake, you're almost certain that they point towards the mountains. But without any other information, you do notice that the complication there is that there are you've gotten a little direction towards where this person might be, but at the same time, um, what could be a complication here? Well, one, you're not allowed to go to them. Like it's forbidden for campers to wander off into the mountains themselves. So,
Mhm.
as you come up to this plan to speak to the lead camp boy or camp coordinator, you catch them early in the morning, and they're chopping wood outside their cabin. They've got a private cabin to themselves. This person lives here year round. They live here and they run the camp all the way through. It is a woman called Charlene. She's wearing one of those classic like red lumberjack shirts. She has sort of cargo pants on, big mountain boots, and she is chopping wood. And you go up to her, goes like, "Well, howdy there. How can I help you, campers?"
Um, we're concerned because our cabin mate is missing, has been this whole time, and we've noticed a few of the other people here have gone missing as well. And no one is explaining to us why or what happened.
just to be clear, we're not being nosy. We
Mm.
just want a fair chance at best cabin at the end
Oh,
of
yes.
camp.
Absolutely.
And
We're
you're
not
at
trying to be nosy.
cabin 3 with the tenor.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, well, you got an uphill battle there, but hey, like you say, there are kids going missing, and I suppose that's my responsibility. Huh. Um.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I understand. We need to be fair. We will, of course, make sure that there's, you know, points adjustments based on how many kids have gone missing, or will go missing, or have returned from being missing. Um. Word around the camp is they're turning into woodland critters. Which,
Shouldn't we be more concerned about that?
oh, I'm using a calm and reassuring voice to make sure there's no panic, but yeah, I'm inwardly petrified.
Fair enough.
Um,
Valid.
Jamie, as sort of the leader of this expedition, why don't you give me a friendship or a smarts roll? Smarts is also like a way to investigate stuff.
Okay. That is. I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning. I'm really terrible at math, so
Uh,
that's 13 plus 2. That's 15.
Oh
Oh,
wow, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like super success. Um, why you can ask me basically 3 questions, and as DM, I will I will give you the exact honest truth.
Okay. Where do I find these critters?
That is a good question. They are, depending on what they've turned into. So you've learned that some of them have turned into weasels, and they're near the forest. Some of them have turned into otters, and they're near the river. And some of them have turned into swift foxes and possums, and they're up near the mountain. So they're kind of trying to find their way into a somewhat natural habitat. There's been. Can someone roll me a d6? Just any d6.
2.
2. There has been 2 campers from every cabin except for yours who have gone missing. So
How many cabins are there?
2, 4. If we're going by our map, only 4. It's
Oh,
like
okay. 7 people missing total.
7 missing campers in total.
That's-
Out of possible 16. So
That's like half the camp missing.
almost at
Okay. All right.
Oh no.
So yeah, question 1. That's where they're dispersed, and you can almost recognize the camp critters because their sort of fur and sort of appearance is a little bit like, for the otters, they seem to have this sort of like light colored fur around their neck that looks almost like a scout
Okay.
a neckerchief, and the foxes also seem to have, like, it looks like they've got like a backpack sort of like shape to their they look like their fur looks a little bit like a clothing, so they're compared to regular animals.
So they're missing, but really they're missing.
Yeah, there's like, and Charlene goes like, well, we do keep we keep an eye on them, and fingers crossed they turn back before their parents turn up.
How long are we at this camp?
You like a couple. We've actually sent a letter to your parents to extend your stay a little bit. Just
Oh,
I was gonna make the announcement at breakfast, but you know what?
Okay.
Do you think? Well, if you could somehow find what's put the curse on the camp and break it, then well, that's a surefire way to win Camp Spirit.
Oh yes, and that's of course the only thing that we care about. Not changing innocent children back to being children.
Not all of them were innocent.
so everybody at camp keep talking about this curse. Where do you, like where is the source of this curse? Why are people talking about a curse specifically? Like you can get turned into an animal for a random reason. Why is it a curse? Where's
Um,
it coming
right, that's a good question. So I suppose where the curse is coming from and why is it a curse are 2 different questions. Which one? You have 3 in total, and you've already used one. So
from?
you
Yeah.
want to answer both?
No, I'm gonna go with location. We're gonna try and get yeah. And then for my third question, can I actually give that to Tiffany because she seems to have her head on her shoulders?
Yes, absolutely. To answer your first question, the curse seems to be somewhat over by that mysterious. You knew this was where it was going. That mysterious cabin opposite the lake. That seems to be the source of this curse on the camp. That is where it seems to be, and that's also why none of the critters kind of went that direction.
Mm-hmm.
And Tiffany, final question.
I'm thinking. People missing. Did something happen that, like, before people started transforming? Was there like some strange thing that happened, like the day before or that day, that you can think of?
Yes, almost to the week before this curse was put on the camp. The camp chef got rid of Pizza Fridays.
Well, that explains it
Yeah, that's
for sure.
and I have to tell the truth. That's what happened. They got rid of Pizza Fridays from the kitchen, and that is why whoever or whatever has put this curse in the camp. seems to have done it. I will remind you all as we move into the adventure, you do have, not that you've needed them yet, but you do all have a critter friend to help, whether you want to choose what they are or you want me to pick from my wild list of woodland native animals. To you. We can roll the dice for it too.
I want to
Okay,
roll the dice. For it.
how
That sounds
how
awesome.
useful are these critters? Can I like use them to spy on something?
You
Like,
use them to add a +3 to your roll. So I'll also say,
okay,
facilitator, if you fail a roll and you want to turn that into a success, that's probably a good,
okay.
thinking about it mechanically, that's probably a good way to use it. So yeah, you know that the chef got rid of Pizza Fridays. Something in this abandoned hut has placed a curse on the camp, and these kids seem to be disappearing. Not every day. That would be
Mhm.
kids. Like every couple of days. Couple like
Guys,
camp
I
guidance.
really,
Okay.
I really think we have to get this sorted. This is not good. And who knows who's next. Now this has nothing to do with the fact that I'm terrified of this abandoned building, but I think we should start with the mess hall because clearly this has something to do with these Pizza Fridays.
Yeah.
We should go to mess
Clearly.
hall.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, what did Pizza Fridays get replaced with?
Oh, it got replaced with Fajita Fridays
That doesn't
Oh
sound
no.
bad.
because they still had the cheese and some of the ingredients like peppers and mushrooms and stuff. But yeah,
Okay.
but whatever replaced it with Fajita Fridays. Oh boy, do they want Pizza Fridays back?
Okay. All right. I'll say that by this point, Xander finally joins the two after they're done with the conversation, and I'll just go. The cabin told me our missing friend is in the mountains.
Sorry, the cabin told you.
Yes, the cabin, our close friend since the beginning of this camp. It watches everything.
It's a
Um,
cabin, Xander.
it is a cabin, after all. Yeah, it's. I don't want to kill your team spirit, but um, maybe we can do our own investigating and figure it out just to make sure. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong, Xander, at all. You are probably correct, but just in case you might be wrong, on the rare occasion that you are wrong, maybe let's investigate first.
Of course, but if you see a pile of berries by the bed, do not touch it. It's an offering to the cabin for its help.
Noted.
Okay.
Same. Berries in cabin.
Oh
Nice.
God. Oh Lord. Good.
What could possibly happen?
Bears.
Yeah, so
Bears.
and you managed to hide away. Tanner's like, my dudes, where are my dudes? Where are, maybe they went to town already. And he jumps into the school bus bringing people. Honestly, for the environment, they should not drive. It's so but everyone rumbles away, including Charlene. And the camp is yours. There's nothing but the sweet sounds of buzzing bees and snoring bears, which, because of the beautiful acoustics of their cave, just kind of happens during the day.
Okay.
What would you guys like to do?
These camp counselors really are not good at their jobs. Said Tiffany.
No.
I bet it's to train us to be leaders ourselves.
Yes, but
Manu-
we're minors, and they should not be leaving minors alone.
The best way to learn is to jump straight into the deep end without floats.
I don't know if you don't know
All
how to
right.
swim. That seems like a bad idea too.
To the mess hall. I
Yes,
think that's where we're
mess
going.
hall. Maybe
So
the chef is there.
here's my question: can I just walk into the mess hall, and can I walk into the kitchen of the mess hall straight away?
Yeah.
No.
Go straight in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what you see in there is you see a chef. They are sort of like a big, bearded, like happy, big, smiley man who's just like preparing. What is it? A Sunday? So you guys are getting like he's just making like sandwiches for you guys to take out tomorrow, on like orienteering and stuff like that. And he's like, "Oh my god, you guys should be in town."
I don't trust Nick.
Well, we just came to ask you if on the next Friday if we could have pizza.
I wish. And he looks off into the middle distance. We haven't had a dough delivery in weeks. I'm not going to let you kids down and serve you anything but the finest sourdough stone-baked pizzas.
Oh, uh, is there a dough shortage? Is I can help you make a sourdough starter.
You have a, if you have a sourdough starter and time to turn it into dough, then
Oh wait, what day of the week is it?
It's Sunday.
how
It's
long will it take to grow? I just get it fresh from like our local supplier.
I like 3 days, 2 or 3 days.
For real?
Yeah, yeah. Do you have flour? And do you have water?
Well, we got water filtered through the lake, and I don't know. Yeah, we have flour, and I also have like bottled water too. I'm not a psychopath. I just didn't know what you needed the water for, so I was showing you multiple locations of water.
Any water? Any not probably not the pond water, but like bottled water?
Yeah, we have. If you can make a sourdough starter and then turn it into pizza dough in like 3 days, don't you need to do activities though?
I don't mind helping. I just really want pizza. I just really want pizza.
I
Aren't
admire.
you the chef? Shouldn't you know how to make the bread? I
No,
narrow my eyes.
I get like our dough delivered, or rather, yeah, I get it delivered from our local.
I'm a little bit confused as to why you can't make sourdough, though, as a chef. Are you a chef?
Uh, yeah,
Inside check. There's no inside check.
yeah, yeah, friendship roll. Yeah, friendship roll.
Oh god, I have a -1 to friendship roll.
Yeah, you can both roll. You're both interrogating this man.
4.
6. So we did not do well.
Yeah, both failures. How dare you question my qualifications? You've been enjoying the fruits of my labor for at least
Oh,
2 weeks. Not a single kids are going missing, but they're not being food poisoned. So if you don't mind, in my kitchen, I'd like a little bit more respect. And how am I? You know what? I'm not very happy with you, and I don't want to lose my temper, but I take my job very seriously. I can make sourdough, but the sourdough I get from our supplier is the best in the province. That's why Pizza Fridays is renowned in the camp. So if you wouldn't mind leaving me to my job, and I'm going to, what are your names, little bratty
um,
teens?
I'm
Jack,
already gone. I
Jack.
faded into the background.
Sandra
I did
from last year. You're very,
No,
very
you don't.
valuable.
I didn't mean to offend you, sir. Not at all. I do enjoy your slop. Um, I'm gonna start walking out because I realize that I am now actually Tiffany, are you still here or did you
I'm
Yeah,
still there. I just had to run away for a second.
Okay, I've hidden behind Tiffany.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just
you've got two options, kids.
Okay.
Get out of my kitchen now, and I don't report that you didn't go to town on town day, or get out of my kitchen, and I do report that you didn't go to town on town day.
So Tiffany, this whole time has been like sketching in their notebook, and they tear out the piece of paper and hand it to the chef, and it's like this just very rough but beautifully rendered drawing of him, making him look like super dominating and like proud and everything. Here, this is for you.
Give me a friendship roll.
Trying to salvage this. Rolled a 6 and a 3. So 9 plus 2, 11.
Ultimate
Hey.
success. Yeah. You
yay.
get, he kind of the picture, and like his gruff demeanor seems to just like melt a little. He goes, huh? Yeah. This is beautiful.
I try.
And he pins it up. There's no need for like a ticket order system here because everyone gets the same thing, but he pins it up in the kitchen. He goes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at that every day and think about the chef I want to be. And more so, the chef you kids deserve me to be. I should have
Perfect.
checked where this. It's weird that we haven't got our dough delivery, and I should have checked it. I should have made sure that that they're okay. I can't go there because I'm making sandwiches, and it's like, well, the other thing is, I know there's only like 8 kids left in camp. It's not a lot of sandwiches, but I still have faith that those other kids will return. So I do need to make 16 sandwiches plus 4 more for the camp. If you could find out where the dough's gone, well then that might bring back Pizza Fridays.
Okay, we can try.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Uh
I should probably tell you where we get the dough. That might be
That
useful
would be
information.
helpful, yes.
yeah, I was trying to see think if we were supposed to be on that bus after all, possibly.
Oh no, we actually get it. It's very locally sourced. Just like head east of the cabins and follow your nose.
So
That
the bears.
Oh, you know the bakers?
Wait, what?
what?
Oh yeah, like Camp Secret, that bear den. Those guys, they're very good at making sourdough dough for pizza.
Uh,
The bears.
The bears. Yeah.
Are they
They're
yeah,
like
actually bears?
they're big. Well, yeah, they're big. Bears.
uh,
Like their paws are really good for like kneading the dough, and like they're patient because they just sleep while it like feeds on whatever they give it. I think like fresh water. Uh, so we have an agreement that like I'll leave out some scraps for them, and they'll give us sourdough for pizza.
So, just to be entirely clear, the bears are not going to attack us.
Oh, I never said that. They- they're bears. They're wild animals. You got to be like
Right.
word of advice. Don't be as rude to them as you were to
Oh,
me.
no.
That wasn't
No.
rude.
I wasn't trying to be rude,
You called my
sir.
food slop.
No, no. No. I
You
Yeah,
quite
yes.
I wouldn't
literally
I
did
wouldn't.
me.
I
we
wouldn't.
should go, and before we
I
dig this hole deeper.
Yeah, I am just like slowly backing out of that kitchen. I feel like there's nothing I can do to fix whatever's just happened.
I just
Yeah,
pull
he
out
turns
like
off
two
that.
fir leaves and just start like ushering people. Like, go, let's go, let's
It's
go.
nice. He turns off
We need
the.
to- Do we need to bring anything to the bears? Because you were saying that you gave them stuff.
Oh no, I just leave out scraps at the end of the night. They come and get it.
Oh,
That's fine. So they
Oh,
usually let the dough off here at the kitchen, but I haven't had a dough delivery in some
do
time.
can we have some scraps?
just in case?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
don't worry, I have plenty of scraps as well in my little hoard beneath the cabin.
You concern me.
Yeah.
I walk off.
yeah. He gives you a jar of Big Bee honey, and he gives you some. He actually just packs up some of the sandwiches for you, and he goes, "Oh,"
Okay.
and then gives you a little picnic basket to bring to the bears.
Cool.
Okay.
Belong with the picnic basket.
You pass your cabins. You hear that there's like, oh boy, something going on in there. It's who knows what.
Yeah. I dig up my black plastic bag that is strangely shaped and just bring it with me.
Yeah, give me a nature roll to see if you've managed.
Just see what we have.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 9 plus 110.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you
Okay.
managed to keep this bag safe from woodland critters, and all the scraps that are in there are still in there.
Mm,
That's
perfect.
amazing, actually.
The smell that comes out from the plastic is undescribable.
Nice. So I won't describe it. Uh,
So the bears are just past the cabins.
yeah, it's like
Literally.
barely a cabin's distance.
Yes.
Can we hear anything coming up to this bear den? Can we hear any noises?
Yeah, you hear kind of
Oh, they're sleeping.
So there's definitely bears.
Yes. Don't
Okay.
worry. A sleeping bear sleeps deep. You can
Yes,
shout and they won't wake up.
we should not attempt to wake them up. I think we might need to wait. Maybe?
We could be waiting forever. Don't bears hibernate?
Not in the summer.
You don't know. They might
We
be
should
polar
leave.
bears.
We should leave our offerings by the bear cave and then do the hula and then we retreat.
Here's what we do, right? We leave the offerings by the bear cave, and then I can climb a tree and I can stay up in the tree and see what happens.
Couldn't we just go up into our cabin and there's windows looking down on the bear cave?
All right, it's right next door. We can
It's
just look
literally
at it
right
from
next to
there.
our cabin.
Perfect.
Oh,
I mean, you can be in
okay.
the tree if you want, and then we can go in the cabin.
I
and-
might climb on top of the cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So you go back to your cabin again. There seems to be some sort of rustling, some turbulence, something going on in there. The clanging of bags and
That's
pillowcases.
right. We have to address that at some
Yeah,
point.
Hmm.
a fitness roll to get on top of the cabin.
I will
Uh,
cling to the outside of the window and watch from there.
That's 8.
8. Yeah, you managed to get up, but you do, as you're climbing up the cabin, manage to like knock one of the pieces of like the mechanic of the lock. You seem to have just like removed the ability to get into your cabin.
Oh
From
no.
step on something and just like and it breaks and you realize there's no way in except for obviously the windows. But yeah, your door is now broken.
Do
Lovely.
you guys want up here with me? I can give you a hand.
I'm already here, clinging to the window like
Yeah.
a spider.
Please.
Let's say the curtains are closed, so you can't
Yeah.
see. That's just the.
Yeah.
So, do you want to climb up as well? Give me a fitness. Anyone who wants to get onto the roof, give me fitness. Anyone who wants to just watch from afar, that's fine. You
Yeah.
don't need to run into it.
Is there like a landing since we've made these cabins high up?
Yeah, all of them have like a little porch setting.
Okay, Tiffany's gonna hang out on the porch.
Yeah, there's
Do
like a
I
rock there.
do I have to roll fitness to cling to the window?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ah shit. Okay. I
Do-
rolled a
do you do
6,
this?
so I will summon my hawk friend to get a +3 to this, so I don't fall to my death.
Yeah. His head is climbing up. His grip slips a little bit, and before they begin to fall down the 12 feet, it would just make you severely winded. Don't even have health and like hit points.
Yeah.
You hear that classic sound of a North American hawk, which they use in movies for eagles. You know that like piercing, like pew, whatever. I don't know. Anyone can, please do. But you know what I'm talking about. That screech of a hawk as this hawk comes in, picks you up, and manages to drop you perfectly on the top of the roof.
Ah,
And
thank
flies
you,
off
old friend.
into
I
Please.
watch it fly majestically away. A tear down my face.
Thunder. Stay cool. Thank you very much, chat, for donating. Of course, you can donate. If you donate $3, our adventurers here can get a helpful critter like that hawk, who we're going to call Henry, and Henry the Cool Hawk can help them out to make sure that they don't die. Is ultimately.
That would be nice.
Yeah, you don't want to like make sure that Xander doesn't break a fourth leg. And of course, if you are watching, if you are enjoying the show, please do donate using the Tiltify link that you'll find in chat. We're raising funds for Planned Parenthood. So yeah, you're all sitting waiting. It's a overnight / couple of day trip into town just for the sake of plot, so that the camp remains yours and empty for the foreseeable future. And as nightfall sort of sets on the camp, you get that lovely purple reddish hue. It's a beautiful. Shepherds out there are like, delightful. As it's the perfect evening sky, which turns into a night. And as night falls, you do start to hear some scuffling and a little bit of sniffing around as these two bears, one big, one small, seem to be on all fours Not in a weird way. That's how bears walk. Just, yeah, they're not like
Not in a weird way. Not upside down.
yeah, they're walking. Oh, what's this? What do we have here? And they seem to take food. It's a lucky day. Delicious chicken and crispy. They seem to.
I immediately looked to Tiffany for guidance on, do bears talk? Okay.
Of course they do, I say from my window. That's only common sense. What are you talking about?
Now, that said, Tiffany is on the porch, so I probably did have to say that quite loudly. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just like hang over top,
Okay.
like from bump down. That's all.
Okay.
I can hear 10 miles away.
I doubt. Okay.
And they seem to go back in, and then you see a kind of flicker of fire from inside the cave, and you see their shadows sort of lit up inside as they sort of are eating their honey and their sandwiches. They're dipping the sandwiches right into the honey. Going, we better thank Chef Jerry for this.
Pizza Friday's back.
We have to talk to them.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna slowly make my way down the rope ladder.
Yeah, as you do, you hear the kind of soft pattering of fists against the windows from inside the cabin.
Oh yeah.
Will you check that out?
Yeah.
Because Tiffany's already on the ground.
Sure,
Okay.
I'll open the window. What do I see inside? Can the window be opened from outside?
Not from the outside. You'll have to either smash the window or find another way in, I suppose.
Is there a trap door beneath the cabin that I can crawl to?
Or is there a skylight?
Yeah, I was gonna say, as I'm on the roof, I can try and like look in between, because since it's a wood cabin, I imagine it's just logs on top, so there's probably cracks there, so I can try and look through the cracks.
Yeah. Let's say
See
there's
what's
cracks
going
there. Awful when it rains. Beautiful for this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And give me a let's say nature roll.
Oh God. 1.
Well, okay, right.
I would just make critter for this, but I don't think that's gonna help me.
Yeah, even when it goes 3, it only
Wait.
brings you to a 4. It's because it's dark, because it's nighttime. Like you suddenly get the thought, oh, we should have just tried this like an hour ago when it was like still like the ability to see. But at the moment, it's just this like, whatever's inside seems to be like doing like laps of this tiny cabin, and then every once in a while going to the window and just going, help me, God damn it, help me, oh God, oh, God damn it.
Hello?
And this form just kind of scutters up the side of the wall, and then it's like you see this tiny little black guy looking at, oh my God, hey, so the strangest thing happened. I was innocently exploring around, and I came in here innocently because there was delicious berries, and innocently, I'm innocent in this situation, was trapped inside.
Hey, those berries
Xander?
aren't for you.
Do you see this?
I don't know. What do I see? I look through the curtain window.
Yeah, you see there seems to be through the tiny crack of the curtain, there's like this fuzzy sort of like black and gray tail hanging down as this like tiny little creature is like looking up at you, Jamie. So if you could like get me out of here, that would be totally cool, so I can get back to the people, the collective noun for us is a biker gang of raccoons.
Well, the door's broken, so I can't help you.
Wait, hold on. There's a door?
Yeah, there's a door. I guess you can try and open it from the inside.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And you just see, and Tiffany, you, as this door swings open from the inside, you just see this like big bundle of fur leap out into the night sky, and like it seems to be, even with a glimmer of moonlight, just like kind of purples and blues like all around its mouth and hands, and he goes like, later suckers, I wasn't innocent at all. And seems to be scurrying in the direction of the abandoned hut across the lake.
Oh,
And
cool.
that
Okay.
note,
Chase
we're
the
gonna take-
thief.
we're
I don't
gonna
know.
take a little 15-minute break as we barrel towards the second half of this adventure. Once again, thank you so much for giving us your time and attention and your generously donated donations in help us support this cause. We will be back in about 15 minutes time, give or take. The reason I'm also kind of taking my time is here is because sometimes I have a habit of being like, okay, break, and producers are like, what? So, our wonderful producer Declan, we're going to give a little bit of time to line everything up. We will say goodbye in 10, a countdown from 10 or so, and see you then. Stick around, it's just going to get wilder.
Ooh.
We're waving bye. Oh, welcome to part 2 of a game called Merit. If you try Google it, it doesn't exist because we're making it up as we go along.
Yay!
If you're just joining us, we are at Camp Pine Martin for Curious Adventurers, where Cabin 3, the wonderfully adventurous Tiffany, Jamie, and Xandir are investigating a curse that's been placed on the camp, which seemingly is turning other campers into woodland critters. Whether Henry the helpful cool hawk is one of your fellow campers, only you can decide. Before we jump back into the adventure where these campers are at their cabin staking out a bear den, they've discovered the bears might be amateur bakers who make delicious sourdough for sourdough pizzas to give to Chef Jerry to cook for the campers. But they haven't been able to do so recently, hence the ending of Pizza Friday. And ever since Pizza Friday ended, a curse was placed on the camp. So that gets you pretty much caught up. But to catch you up on the event itself, this is part of D8 Dungeon's charity fundraiser for Planned Parenthood. Thank you so much to everyone who has donated so far. When you donate $3, you can add a helpful woodland critter to the players here. It gives a +3 to their rolls. It has saved Xander from certain death. So you can make a tangible difference both in this game and in the real world, because the work of Planned Parenthood is very important. And access, education, and the information around our reproductive health is something we all should have. It just leads to a better society individually and for everyone. So very much appreciate you supporting us in adding to that cause. So thank you, incredibly grateful. Please do continue to donate if you're thinking, if you're kind of hovering over it, being like, oh, $3 is make coffee at home instead of going out and getting it. You won't even notice it, I promise, but the people who get it will make a huge difference to their lives. Let's jump straight back in. So it's nightfall, and you have heard from this bear den as they've lit a fire inside and they're sorting through their picnic basket. You've heard a hoo, hoo, hoo. Well, looks like Jerry has given us a little treat. And you're beginning to suspect that these might be smarter than your average bears.
Dun, dun, dun.
And thank you, chat, for both putting that in my head and making it a reality in this game.
Yep.
Because I'm yes ending anything that goes into chat. Well, almost anything. Don't know me to that. What would you guys like to do? Tiffany, you're down on the ground. A raccoon has just burst out of your cabin, seemingly getting away with the berries that Xander left as an offering to the cavern, and scuttled away to the haunted cabin or mysterious cabin west of the lake.
Yeah, Xander's gonna go, catch that raccoon! He lets go from the window, falls flat onto the ground, gets back up 2 seconds later, limping a bit.
Tiffany grabs your shoulder and says, "Let's talk to the bears first. We know where that thing's going. We have a mission right now. Your berries are gone."
I suppose you're right. Let's go. Oh, I should not have let go. Oh. And I start limping towards the.
Is that your fourth
Very good.
break? Is that your fourth leg?
No, 'tis but a flesh wound. I shake it off.
You begin to make your way towards this bear den, and you see something rather peculiar. You see a large bear. It seems like the silhouette has like a little sort of hat on it and a small like collar and tie. And besides that, a smaller, you would say maybe like nephew-sized bear, I'd say is how you, I think.
Nephew size.
Wearing a blue bow tie, but rather to everyone's surprise, there's also a third silhouette in there. As you see the silhouette of what looks like a normal, everyday camper who is just like chilling out and chatting with these bears. Maybe this is the missing camper from cabin 3 the entire time, just chilling where danger lies most and keeping an eye on it to make sure that everyone is safe. As we introduce Selkie to the screen, and Selkie, for your information, just so you know, to fill you in, you arrived. So there's been 2 sort of sessions of summer camp for you. And you were initially enrolled in the first one, but your parents doubled up and enrolled you also in the second one. So over the course of a couple of weeks, you've gotten to know these 2 bears. who, for contractual reasons, will call Bogey and Goo.
Bogey and Goo Goo.
Yeah,
Love it.
Boogie Bear and his nephew Goo. And you've befriended them and managed to get on their good side, keeping them sort of safe and happy with the camp. Um, and it's not that you haven't been at camp. You actually haven't been missing at all. You've been here the entire time, but just instead of waking up in a cabin, just like coming out, joining the other campers, taking part in the activities like you normally would. But at the end of every day, you go back to these bears. And you've learned in recent times that the bears were making little sourdough balls for pizzas to give to Chef Jerry. And a couple of weeks ago, these little dough balls, which they were leaving outside of the kitchen, seemingly they'd put them there, but come morning they were gone. So something was just taken from the kitchen, and uh, that's why there hasn't been any deliveries, because the dough never made it to Jerry. Um, and you've heard, because it's like a cave and not that big. You both heard the conversation earlier with these three campers outside, being like, "Should we talk to the bears? Should we not talk to the bears? Let's leave a picnic basket for them," and all that kind of stuff. You know, this is your cabin. You're meant to be cabin three, but for reasons of your own choosing, you've been hanging out with these bears instead.
So
Maybe because they're good fun. So for the audience and for everyone here, could you describe who you are, what your name is, and what we see as the campfire light which you've lit for them illuminates these three camping faces as they walk into the den?
Okay, so my name is Winnie, and I am sitting around the campfire helping make the sour bread. I have showed these bears how to make the sour bread that doesn't cause food poisoning, just in case, because we do not want people getting sick, because that would be awful, right? So I've introduced sanitation stations. I've introduced um, you do not put the nuts together with the fish, and you don't put the things, and you there is so many stations to make this sourdough base that doesn't contain nuts or fish. So I am sitting kind of as the boss, watching everyone. And Bogey, I think you need to knead a little bit better. No, not too hard, not too hard.
Mm-hmm. A little like this. You talk
Yes.
about the foreman being on your back all day. Hey, Goo.
And I turn and I see, oh my God, it's you. Sander, you're the one, you're the reason I haven't been at camp. You're dangerous. I've heard of you,
dangerous?
Mountain
What?
Man.
No, we're
I've heard of you.
friends.
I've heard of you, Mountain Man.
And I've heard of you, cave girl.
Yeah.
Xander doesn't know what he's talking about.
So I read up on every single one of you, and he accidents. There's
Accident.
we're all gonna die in
I'm
just need a Xanax.
I'm not surprised at all. Xander is not the most safety conscious of people, but I don't think that we're going to die necessarily. That might be an overstatement.
Yeah, but you don't know.
Well, then why don't you tell us?
No one knows. That's my point. We have to be very careful. I'm hanging out with bears because that one's dangerous.
You know what? That's fair. But
As the last 3 weeks of camp flashes through everyone's mind, where Xander has gone down the zip line without any attachment, multiple times fallen off the roof of your cabin, definitely using like lighter fluid to light fires instead of like it's just quick enough way to scare away the will of the wisps. There is a whole rule book of how not to survive in the wilderness that Xander has managed to like hit every page of like dangerous things to do. But not a single specter attack, so you do your own math.
Can I just I absolutely cannot handle conflict. So immediately I see one and I'm very upset, and I want you guys to find some common ground. You both like nature, right?
No,
Right?
I hate nature. It's dangerous out here.
But
On
you
that
live in
we
a
can agree.
cave with bears.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
oh,
You're,
it's more dangerous.
they have agreed.
Oh,
Nature is another element that we must master, or we will all die.
no, we don't need to master it. Mm-mm.
No,
Stay
no,
inside.
look, Winnie. I just need all of us to be friends so that we can win this cabin contest at the end of this camp, and so that we can bring back the other half of the camp from being animals.
Winnie, have you
See, I
seen
told you camp was
what's
dangerous.
happening to the other campers?
No.
You know that they're turning into animals, right?
No.
How long have you been here?
Since my parents dropped me off.
It's about 8 weeks ago.
I know. It's like in the middle of the school year.
And it's been about 3 weeks. So yeah, you mightn't realize that all this sourdough you're making, you deliver over to outside the kitchen, has not been made delivered. And for the purpose of brevity, cabin 3 explained to you that there's been a curse. At least 7, well now 6, because you were counted in that number. 6 of the campers and an undefined number of camp guidance man has been turned into woodland critters. We know there's at least 1 hawk. And just a reminder on the tally, and thank you so much everyone in chat who has been donating. You've got a helpful woodland critter to use at any point in time. Add +3 to a roll. Tiffany, you've got 2. Jamie, you've got 3, and Xander, you also have 1. So there is a lot of critters at our disposal as we move into what is sort of barreling towards the end of this adventure. When you're filled in that something is happening in the mysterious hut to the west of the lake, a place that quite reasonably you've never gone, because there's giant crows there. And seemingly the first safe space when you got to camp was this bear tent. So probably you just came here and have sort of kept to the confines of the camp proper. But whatever has been placing this curse, that is where it's positioned.
Okay. So I want to go home. Do you think if we get the campers back, we can go home?
Yes, definitely. They've extended our stay here to try to fix the problem, but they don't know what to do. We talked to what's her name, Charlene, the head of the camp, and she's like,
Camp
she
boy.
has no idea what's going on and she can't figure it out.
So it's up to us to fix the situation so we can all go home.
Fantastic. Brilliant. That's just what I've always wanted.
That's the spirit. So join us.
Can we bring some of that dough with us as bait as we head to the abandoned house?
Yeah, sure. We'll just bring the duds. Bogey, where are the duds that you made? You know, the one where you pounded it too hard?
If I was to be, fair to myself, I don't think I've made any duds. Maybe
You did.
certainly
You
not me.
We
Where are
don't
the
have duds
rest
in
of
this
them?
factory.
Yeah, he's standing in front of like what is a significant amount of either pounded too much, too little, however bread works. It needed that to an unusable, and there's maybe a small cart, like a milk carton tray of duds behind him. Oh, these ones here, how did these get here? These must have been your soul.
We'll bring these ones. Is that enough?
Yeah, probably. I don't know what we're doing or what we're doing with that, but it feels apt to have some.
It's better to have it than not have it, right?
Yeah, right.
Always be prepared.
Well,
Always be safe.
if you don't mind, I think I'll join you. Maybe I could carry the tray and see what the problem is. Gugu, maybe you should stay here. It could get dangerous. Thank you very much, telepathic narwhal, for giving me purpose.
Nice.
Yeah, so Bogey picks up there's probably about 7 or 8 duds. So they're all kind of mushed into one. In fact, it's not 7 or 8, it's just one giant rat king of Sourdough.
Cool.
As he comes out and goes, so where to?
To the haunted house.
West, straight
To
west,
the
isn't
haunted
it?
hut.
Nice. Yeah, you make your way across camp and you get to the. Although there is a long way round for the purpose of adventure and stakes, you have to make it across the lake at night. So there is a pier, a couple of like canoes, a couple of rafts. But how would you like to? You have heard rumor that there occasionally are like little current pools. Some people say there's like a tiny little village of bullfrogs underneath there who dance under the moonlight and create these little swirling pools that can often drift your boats off track and into dangerous rocky terrain. So it's not the easiest challenge, but you've time to prepare, you've time to like plan it, or you can just jump straight in. You guys tell me, as I tell the chat, if we get 85 more dollars in donations, we unlock sexy Wizard Declan tonight for sexy Wizard. So we're for sexy Wizard battle tonight. That is at 9:45. Not too much, and you can do it. You can make all your dreams come true. So just a little reminder there. How would you guys like to? It's dark, so there's no light, there's no nothing. Like it's seemingly you can't see anything. But
Well,
you do know.
I came prepared, and I have flashlights for everyone. Like not the crummy ones that show you like a foot ahead of you. They're the really nice torches.
Nice. Everyone add a flashlight to their inventory as you have great torches, and even Bogey gets one. He goes, listen to this, and he puts it under his chin. He goes, once upon a time in a spooky place called that hut over there, 4 characters there into maybe certain death.
So do we have canoes at our disposal, or are we just swimming? We are.
Yeah, there's one canoe.
One canoe. Is it one single person canoe?
No, it's long enough that like campers can sit like 2 abreast on the 2.
Okay.
Like, yeah. As Bogey's there being like, room for one more.
I'm sure you can fashion a sleigh for you.
Can anyone swim?
A floating sleigh.
Bogey can swim. He's a bear. He can definitely swim.
Oh.
Okay. Can he swim ahead of us and try and get rid of all these frogs?
Yeah, why not? Give me a nature roll to see on behalf of Bogey to see how well he does.
Oh god, okay. 7.
7. He is able to do a choice of a certain amount of things.
Okay.
He can swim ahead and get rid of the frogs, but you will be slightly off course by the end, meaning that you'll have some like dark woodlands to continue and like navigate through. He can stick by you, giving you a helping hand as you navigate through this, but you'll require another roll here. Or third option for something with a complication. What's the best? He could swim behind you, guaranteeing that you're on course as he kind of just keeps you as a rudder. However, it will be slower. So whatever's happening over here might get like an extra camper by the end of the night.
I feel like this should be put up to a vote.
Yeah.
I don't know if you should be making that decision on my own. I can't make a
Have
decision.
the chat decide.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, chat. Let us know if you want Bogey to swim ahead, but get them off course. Bogey to swim beside them, giving them extra bonuses on additional rolls, or Bogey to swim behind them, taking their time. Potentially, another camper is turned into a woodland critter. And let us know. Side. All right, we got our first one. Bogey swim beside. So Bogey gets in the water and grabs a little bit of the canoe. It rocks you a little bit, and he starts swinging and goes, "So, how's everyone's day going?"
It's a weird one.
I'd rather be back in the cave.
"Oh, you and me both." And as a let's involve everyone somehow. I think like a group friendship role as you get across here and try not to let the eeriness of the situation sort of get the better of you. It's because there's a little light mist across the lake. The sound of bullfrogs going off is a little unsettling. Um, I mean, the collective noun obviously being a dense ensemble of frogs, uh, and it's there's like a weird warping glow in this hut. So how did everyone do in terms of friendship?
Oh. 7
10.
minus 1.
Nice.
I got a 9.
9.
I got a 7 with my +2 total.
Cool.
I got 10 minus 1, so 9.
9. So a bunch of partial successes and one failure. So Xander, you are understandably a little bit more freaked going into this encounter. The rest of you like manage to keep your cool. It's not it's comforting having Bogey beside you. You've got a giant bear, like what's the worst that could happen? But at the same time, you've got the dawning realization that if you ever tell anyone this story, they're not going to believe you ever. And it's like if like your mind goes to like your parents asking like how was summer camp, and you're like fine. Like, there's no way to ever be believable. Everything that's happened up until now, you're not even sure you believe it yourself. And like part of you might think that you're in some sort of fever dream. Maybe you swallowed too much lake water one of the days, and like somewhere in a different dimension, they're like, "Oh God damn it, please wake up, Jamie." Um, but you make it across to the other side as these sort of lake lights begin to swirl around you, and there is a sort of dark cloud above this hut. It's blocking out any of the night stars, the beautiful moonlight. The crows aren't cawing. It's actually almost more unnerving because they're not making noise. They're just sort of rustling and shuffling and just so there's occasional kind of flutter of feathers, but you get the feeling that the crows are asleep. And you can see inside this building, there's a little bit of noise, like hushed behavior. And occasionally like a little laugh, like as you realize that obviously there's a biker gang of raccoons in here. You realize that the person who escaped earlier has come back to their den. It's their home turf, but they don't know that you're coming. So how would you guys like to approach the situation to like get the jump on them or just interrupt or whatever you want to do?
How many doors or windows are there?
There are a couple of like gaps in the hut itself. You wouldn't call them windows, just missing panels.
Okay.
And there's at least one of them on every side. There's definitely a hole in the roof, and there's like sort of two barn doors with a kind of smaller door. It's like a big hut, more like a barn, you might say. So there's definitely multiple entrances, and there's not a lot of light. In fact, every once in a while, you just get this kind of flash of light. And they're like, yes, yes. Oh, God damn it. And you hear like this sort of shaking of something as they're trying to, and it's just like a little strobe that goes off. But otherwise, it seems to be pitch black inside here.
Okay.
I
Well,
kind of want to peek in.
huh?
Peek in to the.
Yeah, nice. Give me a smarts roll. This is just to see how like the best way to approach without making noise.
7 plus 2, so 9.
9. Okay. You can definitely peek in, and what you see inside here there is like a fat. They're not giant because of the mystical ways of this forest. They're just a huge raccoon, and they're sitting on like a pile of like camp trash, and they seem to be kind of mumbling to themselves. And you realize that on their shoulder is a tiny little chipmunk that seems to be kind of the voice of this raccoon, being like, "My friends, the plan for tonight is turn another camper until they bring back Pizza Friday." And all the raccoons are like, yes, yes, Pizza Friday, Pizza Friday. And they seem to be gathered in a sort of congregation. And as you look around, you realize that they're not necessarily, there's no bikes here, but every once in a while, one of them gets like the zoomies and just kind of does a circle. Like, Pizza Friday, Pizza Friday.
I love it.
Oh,
They sort of kind of roll around a little bit and like, oh, we're dying without Pizza Friday. Oh, so weak, so full, so bloated without Pizza Friday. And there's a mix of like elation about the idea of getting them to bring back Pizza Friday and like pain at something else. They're not like, these raccoons aren't well. But it wasn't a full success. So you can either one of them will see you. That's potentially a consequence here. B, what's another way to make this more complicated? So yeah, definitely one of them sees you is one of them. B, all your flashlights don't work anymore. So it's some whatever reason, your equipment's gone. Or C, the smell of trash will be so overwhelming for Bogey that like he'll become more bear than man and rush in to eat whatever's.
So
I'm gonna
how
go
many
see.
raccoons are there?
About a biker's gang amount.
50.
5 or like 30.
30 to 50 feral raccoons are inside this.
Okay.
okay. So
That's
one
two.
bear versus about 30 raccoons.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see.
See,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I am so sorry, my friends, but when you get the urge and you realize that there's sort of stink lines, and it's not that Bogey like rushes in, but is almost caught by them as he floats in like he has no control over this. He's just going straight in, going, ooh, and he floats into this thing, and all the raccoons are like, holy, oh no, oh no, oh no, we've been rattled. And they are all going to leap onto Bogey to stop them from, getting this pile of trash that their seemingly raccoon leader sits on. So there seems to be definitely a scrap. Bogey's going, I've made a terrible mistake. I think he seems to be just like grabbing raccoons, trying to take them off him. He's like, I'm just here to get some food. What would you guys like to do as everything, as all hell breaks loose?
I feel like this is my time. I feel like it's my time to prove myself. I've now just like lost all fear. I really want that merit badge, first of all, but also it's Bogey is a friend, is a weird friend, but it's a friend. So what I'm gonna try and do is distract them. And I can do that by making as much ruckus as possible. And I can do that by trying to do a sick backflip inside this cabin, and be it I end up hanging off or jumping into the pile of raccoons or hanging off the roof, whatever it might be.
Yes, give me a fitness roll +3. By all means, use your helpful critters if you need even more extra time.
Oh, I will. So that's 6 + 3. That's 9, and I will use a critter.
Nice. Do you have someone in mind, or I can just randomly pick from our list?
A sugar glider.
Ah, cute.
For anyone, including myself, who does not know, what are we looking at here?
It's essentially like a tiny lemur looking thing, big face, big eyes, and then when it spreads its arms and its legs, it's got like webs that essentially mean that it can leap from a tree and like slide down. It's got a big old long tail. They're very cute.
They're
Right.
very, very cute.
I'm going to say instead of just one, you get a whole bunch of them. A bravery of these little critters who form a cloak on the back of your. So like they just like line up between your arm and hip to turn you.
Actually, Chad is saying squirrel with wings, and that's a much better description of what I just tried to do.
Nice. Yeah. They all join together as you run into this barn and begin to like parkour off raccoons, just like any of the raccoons that are diving for Bogey, you're managing to just like flip over them, push them away, glide through the air. You're getting like nice aerial bits. It's a big barn, so like there's even like a second level that you manage to like up the wall, jump off, glide out, like some sort of camp Batman.
Yeah.
Or, as they used to call them, 1960s Batman. Um,
See what you did there.
that is, that's say like 10 to 15 of these raccoons taken care of. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I am going to just Xander's gonna look at the raccoon. That's too many for us to deal with. I must summon their natural enemies, the giant bees. I must conquer my fear of the bees and lead them in battle against the raccoon biker gang. And I roll spirit. I'm gonna use something's not right here to do this.
Yeah, nice. Give me a spirit roll. Add your +3. Add in some critters if you want as well.
Oh, I rolled an 11 plus 2, 13. I'm gonna use a critter as well to make it a 16.
Nice. What critter do you want to bring back? Henry the Hawk or?
No, I'll bring Bob, Henry's slightly less cool brother.
Cool, nice.
And
You hear in the distance, across the moonlight, this kind of droning, piercing with like the hawk scream of like "Caw-caw-caw," as like right at the Valkyrie style, these bees are like it's like led by a fleet of hawks. Let's give them a collective name. Let's call them a surprise birthday party of hawks coming into to
come bees to battle, and I charge
Yeah.
into the raccoons.
Nice. You get this like fleet of bees and hawks coming into, and they're just like giving a little whirlwind tornado catching. They're moving around in like a circular motion to catch some of these raccoons up in the air, and they're sort of floating like zero gravity style, just like in this whirlwind. Be like, oh no! And that's another. I mean, that was a major success. Let's say there's another 10 raccoons taken care of.
Yeah.
We're down to 15 raccoons plus big raccoons.
Xander is screaming in war cry and also in fear as the swarm of bees surrounds him, and he gives into his fear. Ah! Yeah.
And these raccoons with these tiny little raccoon hands are clutching their stomachs, being like, oh no! And you see that they're like little poochy raccoon stomachs are like really bloated. They did not want to go on this like Mach 5 journey today. They're not happy about it. All right. Winnie and Tiffany. There are still some raccoons attacking Buggy Bear. What would you guys like to do?
Where is like the leader, the one that had the, what was it, a chipmunk on
Mhm.
their shoulder?
Yes.
Is that one not caught yet?
That one's still on its like pile of seemingly like camp trash. So there's like a broken canoe. There is
Okay.
like some oars, like there's like an archery target that he's using. It's like it seems like this sort of machine creation, but that hasn't been like activated yet, maybe. But he seems to be in this sort of like sitting mecca of trash with this little chipmunk.
Oh
Of
god.
course, if there was more than one, we'd call it a book club of chipmunks, but there's just one here, so
Okay, and so besides that one, there are 14 others.
yeah, 15 others.
Oh, okay. He's not included in the 15 count. Okay.
No, yeah.
I'm not sure. What do you think, Winnie?
I am going to use no flight, just fight. And I
Mhm.
am going to hurl myself at the Raccoon King.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah,
Majesty.
the raccoon leader. Give me a fitness and fitness +3 plus any critter. You have a critter to use as well, so whatever you'd like. You're pulling like the forest of forces with you.
So I've got a +3 on fitness. So does that get another +3?
Yeah, that's +6. So
Cool.
like,
Cool.
provided you roll.
That was a good thing I had that. I've got 10. And I'll choose the critter as well. And I want. Can I have Gugu the bear?
Yeah, you could bring Gugu. Gugu could bring more reinforcements with them if you would like.
Yeah.
Like maybe got like picked up some other people. Let's say Gugu brings along an extortion of river salmon.
Okay.
On a wave from the lake. Gugu like, like, and this like tidal wave of salmon all leaping. There's enough water that they're safe. Because apparently it's only the raccoons who are cool. It's like yeah, you know that there's a tidal wave of river salmon and Gugu coming in. What would you like them to do?
I really want to like dislodge from the trash mech thing he has going on and kind of push them up against the wall.
Nice.
So
Yeah, yeah.
we can hold them there.
It blasts through this abandoned shack out the other side, right into a conveniently placed salmon-sized drain for them all to get back to the lake safely, except for one, which of course is comically resting in this big raccoon's mouth. They're completely wiped out. They're going, no, no, no. And then the chipmunk on the side is listening and goes, all we wanted is to bring back Pizza Fridays.
And
You want to
Tiffany
bring
now-
back Pizza Fridays? We want to bring back Pizza Fridays.
Yeah, and Tiffany is just like, wait a second, we all want the same thing. Let's stop
Everyone,
fighting.
no matter where they are, no matter where physics should put them, stops.
Just fall off the roof. It's
Yeah.
fine. Bogey's gonna catch me.
So you're saying you want to bring back Pizza Fridays too, but
Yes.
you got rid of Pizza Fridays.
We didn't get rid of Pizza Fridays. The dough that the bears have been making and dropping off like normal has gone missing. And so there hasn't been Pizza Fridays because all of that dough has been taken by someone.
No, the dough's
The dough's
Dough,
been
dough.
taken.
and you see like 30 to 50 raccoons looking at each other, being like, dough. Does anyone know what this dough? What is this dough?
I motion for like whatever critters are still outside to bring in the tray of dough.
Nice.
like-
They bring it in, and you see all the raccoons look at it, like one with the hunger, and then secondly regret, and go, oh no, please, no more. This stuff you eat it and it expands in your stomach. It's not like pizza. It is so bad.
It's not cooked yet.
Cooked. And they 30
This
to
is
50
what
raccoons
you
go,
use to make pizza. It's not finished yet. It's not edible yet.
30 to 50 pennies drop as raccoons go. So you're saying that because you didn't have this, that's why there's no Pizza Friday. But the reason we've been eating this is because there's been no Pizza Friday. So if we just stop eating the dough,
You will feel better, and Pizza Friday will come back.
make a friendship roll. As 30 to 50 raccoons all look at each other trying to sense your motive.
Cool.
Can we roll to back her up?
Mm.
I'm also going to make use of woodland creatures because I have 2 of them.
Yeah, feel free to use, like, you can double up. Sorry, I should have said you can bounce these things. You can get an automatic.
Oh, it's a good thing that I can double up because I rolled 5 total. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Nice.
13. I've used both of my woodland creature things.
Yeah. As you know what you'd like?
Chipmunks. All the
Chipmunks?
chipmunks.
Right. You get chipmunks swarm around the barn, and the chipmunks of the sky, bats, all like hang down from the barn, all look towards you. So you have, let's say, a mischief of bats and a focus group of chipmunks come up and turn to you and go, so here, and like all of the woodlands is listening to you, and the chipmunks who have been kind of the voices of the raccoons, or at least that one chipmunk, because like, so you use the dough and you cook the pizza, and then Pizza Friday's back.
Yes.
Well,
And I will add, I came prepared and I have a bunch of antacid with me to hand out to all of the raccoons to make that a 16.
yeah, we have like a little side wipe through one of the pillars of the barn, and like all the chaos from before seems to now be like considered organization, as there's a line of raccoons going up, getting a Pepto, moving around, going up, getting anyone who's eaten this like uncooked sourdough pizza bread is coming up and getting their stomachs softened. As all of the critters and woodland beings of the camp swing by for what is a hootenanny of a good time in this not haunted but actually just infested with raccoons. And the giant crows even come to join the party, because why leave them out of the fun? It seems like for all intents and purposes, everything has been solved here. And we go forward a couple of days to well, it's the talent show. So you guys managed to the curse is lifted. It takes a couple of days for these campers to come back into their normal form. Some of them aren't as maybe it awakened something in them. Some of them aren't too happy to be human again. And the camp is back in full swing. In fact, for the first time in a long time, they decide to have a family day and invite their parents around to see the talent show, see how their kids are getting on, gush over the merit badges that they've all learned, and even have like a parents versus campers like sack race, egg race, all the usual camping fun. Now, over the course of the last couple of days, you've had the camp seemingly to yourself because it was like a day or two before the rest of them got back from 10. What would you guys like to do as like a now seemingly like forever bonded Camp 3 an adventure no one's ever going to believe group? Is there anything that you guys would like to do? There's zip lines free.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I think first we need to make a blood pact that we will never stop being friends.
Agreed.
I pull out a machete. Agreed.
Whoa!
No.
No.
I pull out the hand sanitizer.
I work at either fitness or friendship, just to see how well you deal with a literal blood pact. This definitely won't for next year.
All right,
I
I'll
mean-
roll fitness. Oh,
Can I choose? Because I'll
Yeah,
do
yeah,
fitness.
your turn.
Okay.
8 on my fitness.
6. Yeah, 6 plus 2. That's also 8.
Does
I
it
got-
have to be fitness or can it be friendship?
It can be friendship.
Okay, good, because then that's a 10
Nice.
instead of a instead of a 7.
I got 9 plus 3, so 12.
12.
Oh.
Nice. For those of you who got 8, the wonderful people in chat have also just donated more critters for everyone. And as you all put your hands in and you realize that, like, potentially you might have nicked the wrong little bit of your finger or anything, you see a tiny little paw of a raccoon come in, an even smaller chipmunk come in, a big old bear paw from Bogey come in,
Yes.
a little wing from a crow come in.
A little wing.
They're
Uh,
giant.
It drapes over all of us.
And a bigger wing. Actually, the crows just like fully like hug around you.
Hug everybody.
Yeah, you can hear outside the buzzing of bees trying to get in on this. They're nothing if not wanting to be part of a group. They thrive on it. And let's see what else we had in today's game. We had some salmon.
Did we use the bees yet? Do we have the bees?
Bees are there. They're trying to get in. Even a little toad who's doing like a little dance comes along and jumps in. And we had
Chipmunks.
The
chipmunk.
cabin.
frogs.
The cabin.
The cabin.
The cat. Yeah.
The cabin moves
Tree
off its
branch
stilt.
just like cabin comes over, puts it in, and oh well, you recognize this cabin, of course. It's Baba Yaga's hut. Who? What are you
Oh,
doing?
God.
And
Just
Xander gives
leaving a
everyone.
chicken foot on it.
Yeah,
Xander
yeah.
gives everyone an "I told you so" look. I was right. Vindication.
Little bat comes in. You are forever bonded for all of eternity, or until you go back to your school friends. That's just a new account. But we haven't resolved the talent show. So there's multiple things you can do as part of the talent show. You can show off any kind of camp-based activity. So, for example, did I make any? Yeah, I sure did. Crafting. You could show off some crafting. Campsite etiquette. You could like show off what campsite etiquette you have. Archery, pit mastery, zip lining. Also a good talent to have. Kayaking, of course, singing, dancing, doing stuff in the round. But as a group, thinking about everything you've been through and thinking about like the adventures you've had the last 3 days, as cabin 3, And bear in mind, you have a distinct advantage because some of the other cabins haven't had all their cabin people with them the entire time.
Mhm.
They've been off being critters. But as a group, what do you think your bonding talent would be?
Animal handling.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Like we do a choreographed routine with all of the animals that we've befriended at the
Do
camp.
thriller.
Yes.
Xander will ride on 4 bees, 2 under his feet, 2 on his hands, and he'll just do like weird 360 stunts through the air and just flips around.
Nice. So all of your family day rolls abound. Pizza Friday's back, and although none of the other campers notice, you notice every Pizza Friday you look out the window of the mess hall, and there seems to be like other animals like getting scraps from Chef Jerry. Chef Jerry is more than happy to make more for everyone. He looks at that picture every day, and he decides to feed the forest with his own love and nourishment. And a couple of cars, a couple of like family hatchbacks, all that kind of stuff start pulling up, and it's time for family day. So your guardians, your parents, whoever looks after you, all comes up. And first of all, Xander, your parents too, outside of
Yeah.
outside of the forest, come up, both in suits, both very like straight laced business, nothing but business. They're
Yeah.
knocking us down. They go, "Oh hi, Xander, how have you been finding camp?"
Oh, great. No, hey, oh, great. And then just leave. You're killing my vibe, Dad. Come on.
I'm sorry, Xander. You've made friends?
And then like,
We'll be in the back. We'll be in the back. Well, you won't even know. Nice to meet you all. Nice to
Yeah.
meet you all. Okay, bye, bye, bye. And they kind of shuffle
yeah.
into the.
As they leave, Xander just whispers, "Love you," and then goes stand with his friend.
And they're going. It's like, see you later. And you just hear under the breath, alligator. And then Jamie, your very proud parents and guardians and family, your brother. Actually, that's much better.
Matthew's here.
Yeah, Matthew drives up. Matthew just comes in his car, and he goes,
Okay.
"Sup, little bro?"
Question. Do I have my merit badge? Did I earn my merit badge yet?
For the purpose of this, yes, I was going to say during and after the talent show, but why not? Charlene's very happy that all the campers have returned, and they have secretly given you your merit badges before the final ceremony.
Ooh.
Yes, you do have.
Yeah.
Okay, in which case I'm not gonna even say anything. I'm just gonna like stand so it like stands out as close, like literally just comically turn to one side so that all Matthew can see is the fact that I have a bravery badge.
He's like, "Oh wow, nice one, little bro. How did you even like manage to get? You can tell me all about it like now or like later."
I I start I start saying something, but then I realize that once again nobody's going to believe what happened. So I just go
Or at least not until the
later,
talent show.
later.
Exactly. He goes, "That's so cool. Who was your camp guidance man this time?
Tanner. You know Tanner.
Dweeby Tanner?
Yeah. He's not that small.
He's like 3'5", maybe 5'3".
He's pretty small.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I shouldn't be harsh on his buzz. Tanner's not too bad. Where? Oh, there he is. I'm gonna go say hi." And you hear like Tanner be like, "Oh my god, it's you!" He's like, "Oh my god, hi!" And they go bond over in the back. Tiffany, who comes to camp to see you perform?
Mm, both of their parents, I would say.
Mm.
Both of their mothers.
Nice, nice, nice. So yeah, both your moms turn up. They actually cycle up. They were on.
I approve.
Yeah, they park their bikes and go. Hey, Tiffany. Wow, first time at camp. How is it? Me and your mom met here.
Well, it has certainly been an adventure. I will give you that.
You wouldn't believe what happened to us when we were here.
You would not believe what happened to me here. this year. Just wait. Just wait. You'll see. Wait for the talent show. You'll see.
Okay. Well, we gotta say hi to an old friend of ours. We go way back actually, but we'll see you at the talent show. And like, is Chef Jerry still here?
Yeah. Yeah, he's still here. I
Oh,
actually drew him.
you drew him?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
cool.
really nice.
Not. Oh, he was such a stick in the mud when we were here.
He's nice to me.
I suppose that was Jerry Senior. Oh, this must be Jerry Junior. And they walk off in the direction of like Bogey's cave. That they're
But
gonna
I was guessing.
see. And finally, Winnie, your parents come up and go, "Wow, did 1 week fly by? How you been, kid?"
1 week. 1 week. You know, you're lucky that I got over my fear of animals.
Oh,
1
you
week.
did. Oh, the time here has done you well. Huh. It's been one, give or take, weeks since we dropped you off, hasn't it?
How easy is it to get emancipated?
These big words you're using, I just don't understand your generation.
There it is.
Yeah, there's the bad parenting. We're excited to see if you made any friends, if you learned any talents, if you well, this is the first time we've ever been invited to any of these things by your camps. So we're excited, kid. And you know what? We're proud
You've
of
been invited to all of them.
it. All right, this is the first time we've come to one of these things. I always mix them up. You're right. Okay, so we're just gonna find our seat. It seems like it's filling up in here, and they actually sit right at the front. They're seemingly happy to be here. You all sit through a brother sister duo. It's a dance they do. It's a little bit weird, but hey. And then there's also like a marching band thing. You're brought over to, or like an archery set is brought on stage. It's like way too close to be impressive, but like that kid's only about 10, and boy, do they hit most of their shots. And then finally, because the tech and the people organizing this were told that yours might be the most involved show,
Mm-hmm.
you take center stage. So what are we seeing? In fact, the best way to do this is like in a couple of years' time, give or take a couple of decades, when you do tell like friends, like kids' friends, all that kind of stuff. When you're passing on this story to like other generations, like what is it that you say happens at this final end of your show? With the nature of all stories, there's always a little bit of difference between like retellings. So Tiffany's version is going to be different to Xander's, to Jamie's, to Winnie's. So what I'd like to do as we kind of bring this to a close is um, start telling a story. It'd be impossible to do it one line at a time. Let's not do that. But like let's go to say, Jamie, tell us like what the end of the year show is, and then when you're finished, Tiffany, I want you to like add one like unbelievable detail, and then Xander add a detail on top of that, and Winnie add a detail on top of that. As like,
So do you want me to summarize essentially what happened?
yeah, give us a
Yeah.
description of like not what happened in the adventure, but what happens in this final talent show that wins you not only the Camp Spirit Award, but like wins you renown. Like campers for years from now will always talk of this show, this unbelievable show.
Yeah.
And then at the very end of that, because you don't get the fun of adding something unbelievable, you'll add something at to finish it all off.
Okay. Well, so we started off first of all with Jamie coming in hot on a surfboard of sugar gliders. Um, very closely followed by Xander, who came in riding on a bear. And then Winnie, a little bit more reluctantly, but essentially came out of the lake on a bed of salmon. And finally, Tiffany, we had bats, right? No, we had a hawk. We had a hawk. Yes, Tiffany gets dropped onto the stage by the hawk, and the hawk sits on their head. And that's how we begin the talent show. That's
Nice.
our big entrance.
So as you all take your poses atop a bear with a hawk on a bed of salmon and skateboarding with a sick kickflip with the sugar glider, took it took hours to perfect, which is impressive. What's the next part of this show, Tiffany?
The next part of the show is what we had discussed before. We all start breaking out into, I'm forgetting the name of the song right now.
Thriller?
The song
Thriller.
Thriller, thank you. Sorry. So we start dancing to Thriller, but it's not just like us dancing. All of the animals are doing the entire choreography as well in a way that seems physically impossible for them to do, like you see in the movies.
Yeah. They're Alvin and the Chipmunky doing cool stuff. In whatever era you as the audience are picturing this in, people are taking out Polaroids or smartphones or futuristic scanning devices, wherever you want to see. Then Xander, as this dance kind of continues to kind of, people are blown away already, but like, what's an extra element of like shock and awe that is added here?
Just for extra flair, halfway while dancing on the bear, Xander will fall backwards onto a carpet of bees and fly up into the air. And as Thriller is being danced down below, he is just going to recite the battle between the bees and the raccoon in an extremely dramatic Lord of the Rings style in the background. As, like the bees charging against the raccoon in like the Rohirrim scene at the third movie, just in the back of the stage.
Nice. It's perfectly timed for that like Vincent Price bit. It's like Minotaur hits the land. It's just that's the bit.
Yeah.
You're drowning out Vincent Price's bit, and then Winnie. It's almost at the conclusion. It's not the grand finale, but what's happening? What's everyone like unbelievably watching?
I want to be lifted up by Bogey a la Dirty Dancing,
Mm-hmm.
and just time of your life spinning around in circles, and that's how I want it to end for me.
Nice. Yes, absolutely. So there's a really smooth transition into Time of Life and Dirty Dancing as sorry, so I get this right. Bogey's lifting you.
Yes.
Cool.
Well, I've got those 3 fitness. I could lift him.
Yeah. As you run down the aisle between these people, and Bogey lifts you up and goes, "Well, hey, one of my life." And he shakes a little bit. There's some classic Swayze sweat coming off Bogey. And suddenly all this harshness and aggression and undertones of violence makes sense because it's a romantic in this scene. Like, suddenly all the things that make that character an asshole, they're all clear. Everyone's happy with it at the end. Sorry, that's just my personal take on Dirty Dancing. Finally, Jamie, as Winnie's being spun around, as Xander's being lifted up on a cloud of bees, as there is Thriller continuing in the background. What is the curtains about to crash down on this? What's the last image everyone sees?
I mean, it has to just be like, I don't think it's a particular image. I think it's absolute mayhem. You know?
Are you saying for a split second all the animals just turn into animals again and flee?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. I think like as the curtain starts to fall, everybody realizes what is happening, and that like it's almost like an illusion. Is any of this even happening? So as the curtain starts falling and people are coming back to real life, these animals turn back into animals, start falling, flopping around. The fish start flopping around and running away. Obviously. Possibly Bogey might go a little bit wild and realize that he's surrounded by humans and animals, and he's a bear and a hungry one.
Yeah.
Oh.
So these curtains are beginning to pose. Everyone's holding in that kind of like, and hold and wait for applause. And before there's applause, it's just like screams of terror. He's off picking up these salmon flying off. Bogey rips off the hat that you've sewn on. They all scatter as curtain closes both on the talent show and our adventure for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for playing. everyone for watching. We're gonna wrap this up quick before the next show begins. But before we do, it's a huge thank you to everyone who played. You've all been amazing. Let's go around the table one more time so people know who you are, where to find you, how incredible you are. Starting with Justina. Justina, why don't you reintroduce yourself to anyone who might have joined us halfway through?
Hi, Justina. You may have seen me last year in the first D8 Dungeon stream, charity stream. I was Rose in the Loot Grannies one shot. Um, I mean, I guess you can find me, but don't find me. I'm not. I don't. I don't really have much of a presence online, but I do have a Twitter. It's at @PlitterMePretty. Feel free to follow me there. You won't hear very often from me though. I'm not trying to like be antisocial. I just
You're being
I'm an
mysterious.
observer. Yeah.
Mysterious.
Yeah, that's it.
For an awesome role-playing game. People there to show you. And then Anya, where can people find you?
So to make life easier, you can find me on my socials linked in my profile here. put it in the comments. Immediately after this, I'm going to be going on to my own stream working on Vexalia from Critical Role. I'm working on her jacket. But also, of course, stay for the D8 stuff because they're awesome. But yeah, that's me.
Nice. And Nikki.
Hello, I'm Nikki. You might remember me from last year's D8 charity stream as well as Count Flourish Le Tigre in Cartoon Action Hours Sky Tigers run by Ben as well. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch as NickSnat1, where I sometimes stream when I remember to. But other than that, I also have a TTRPG book coming out that I was a writer for called Unbreakable Volume 3 that should come out at the end of this year, hopefully if there's no more delays. And I didn't mention this earlier, but not RPG related, but I have a movie coming out on Netflix at the end of August
What?
31st.
Wow.
Yeah,
Talk about burying the lead.
yeah, I wrote a script for a competition. It won, so it got turned into a movie. Don't know if it's Netflix in
awesome.
general.
That's incredible.
I don't know if it's
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you. I don't know if it's just Netflix Malaysia where I am or Netflix in general, but if it's in general, feel free to tune in and support a foreign film. It's called
I've got
Chorobo.
a VPN. I'll watch anyway.
Type it in the chat right now.
Yeah, let people know where to find it.
Yeah. All right. It's called Chorobo. It's a Malay word. CEROBOH. If it shows in Netflix in general, feel free to turn in. If not, I guess support in spirit.
Yeah, we'll keep
I
you
will.
on socials because I'm sure when it comes out you'll be talking about it as well. So there will be a way to watch this for sure.
Yes. I forget
Right.
what color section there. Okay.
And
All right.
people didn't get to meet you at the beginning, so
No.
why don't you let people know who you are and where they can find you and everything that you're up to.
Yeah, this is the first time I've been on D8. There are live streams. So my name is Selkie or Dominique Meehan. You can find me on Twitter at Dominique Meehan and on Instagram at Dominique Meehan92. I don't post that much. I'm not mysterious.
Yay,
I'm just lazy.
Oh, I thought I had a friend.
I'm sorry.
We're
But
all
you're
friends
very welcome to
now.
follow me. I'm open to making friends because I'm lazy.
To be honest, the less we all consume social media, the better. I wish I posted less.
It's true.
Yes.
I have been your camp guidance man. If we're talking about TTRPGs and role-playing games and all that kind of stuff, if that's what you're into, you'll usually find me behind the account at Home Request. We're a Irish tabletop game where we use like beers and alcoholic drinks and non-alcoholic drinks to inspire the world around us as we play. It's every second Tuesday over on YouTube. Home Request, like YouTube, all the socials, you'll find us there. But more importantly than the bullshit I get up to on a fortnightly basis is the reason we're doing this in the first place. This is a charity fundraiser for Planned Parenthood. I want to say huge thank you to everyone who's donated so far. Not only have you added an entire dance routine at the end of this adventure through your donations and introduction of woodland critters, but you've done incredible work in supporting the work and efforts that Planned Parenthood do. We are so close, and there's still time to break that $500 mark and get back to For
How-
check with us later on
I
tonight.
got paid today. I'll do it.
How close are we?
Good. Last I checked, we're $60 away.
Ooh.
So if everyone had like $3, and everyone who's watching at the moment had $3, we get there. And so we're so close. I think we're gonna get it before it happens. It's gonna be amazing. So please do help if you can. We also understand if you can't. But word of mouth is really important. Spreading the word, sending people this direction, getting involved. If you have a Twitch channel, hosting it on the Twitch channel, all that kind of stuff goes a long, long way, because it's a ripple effect of goodness and kindness throughout the world. So while you mightn't be in a position to donate, you might be in a position to tell a friend. So we really appreciate when you do that. Next up, after this game, we have Adventure in the Alps, run by the wonderful folks behind Fey Earth. So if you know Fey Earth, it's like a world where it's like our own, but like with magical mystery, Fey creatures involved as well. And it will be the Alps, the real Alps, I think. I can only assume. It's a blend of this world and the magical world of Dungeons and Dragons. They're up exactly after us. And then to round out the night, we do has an incredible name that I should have memorized. It's like Ultra Mega Battle something. Sexy Wizard Battle is what everyone's been calling it. Run by the incredible Declan Duty. You should know who Declan is. Declan's the DM of our dreams. He does absolutely everything and amazing work behind D8 Dungeon. He is a man who I have a professional, personal, and DM crush on. He is just a wonderful person. And I have no idea how they manage to do everything they do. So if you stick around for that tonight, it's going to be incredible. That's us, I think. Thank you so much again, everyone watching, everyone playing. Do stick around. There'll be more games, and we will see you at Camp Pine Martin for Curious Adventurers another time.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right. Bye.
Hi.